Happy Saturday, everybody. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it for a moment, but it all worked out okay. Hey, everyone. I'm Super Train Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer, and we're going to play a few minutes of, just a few minutes of Pokemon Pinball, and then we'll get into Pokemon Red. We are nearly at Celadon City, which I always thought of as my favorite city as a kid in Pokemon Red's Kanto region. I'm playing on the Analog Pocket, so I gotta boot up the physical cartridge from the menu here, and we can get started. Let's continue from where we were at. Yeah, it looks like we were playing on the red table, and so I like to play Pokemon Pinball for a few minutes. The whole point of this project was kind of to embody or to represent the sort of Pokemon ecosystem, the Pokemon atmosphere, the infamous, Pokemania, fad of Pokemon. And it's kind of funny because in terms of, I think, hey there, Kalaka Boy, happy Saturday. I was thinking about dropping by, Krispy Kreme, but, I ended up not feeling that great, and I was worried I'd have to cancel the stream, but I took a nap, and when I woke up I was feeling a lot better, but definitely wasn't in the mood to go out and get donuts, because the only Krispy Kreme's like a 20-minute drive away from me. It's kind of a bit of an adventure to get there, but I'm very happy that I was, I'm very happy that I was able to stream, and yeah, even though Pokemon is ironically more popular now than back in the late 90s, the way in which Pokemon went from being totally unknown to being ubiquitous throughout society as this major fad was rather unprecedented. And so I wanted to sort of capture the whole atmosphere of the franchise. Like when I first started playing Pokemon Red, none of the spin-offs had been brought over yet. We only had Pokemon Red, and Blue, or out in America. We had the anime out, airing on network television on weekday mornings, but we did not have the spin-offs like Pokemon Pinball here, or the N64 spin-offs like Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, and the like. So, nice. Okay, so we're off to Cerulean City, a bit further behind where we are in Pokemon Red, because in Pokemon Red we're already up to, we made it through Rock Tunnel last stream, which was a bit more of a gauntlet than I was expecting. If I over-specialized my team in a certain way, which I chose not to do, it probably could have been a little easier, but I'm trying to get something vaguely balanced. But by the end of the game, I'd like to have somewhat of a Sea Serpent team. So, Dragonair, Lapras, I already have a Gyarados. So I'll be losing maybe a bit of my variety by the end of it. I don't know how much... Doggone. Okay, we're right back in the game. Because we're in catch-up mode right now. Yeah, so we'll see how much grinding I end up having to do to make a... Because right now I'm sort of raising the same... Yay, nice, okay. The same primary team since the start. The last addition to my team was actually my Gyarados, which, I bought it from the Pokemon Center guy in Pewter City. Oh, not outside Pewter City, it's outside of Mount Moon. Nice, okay, great. Yeah, I think Oddish is a Pokemon I did have an opportunity to catch in Red version. I don't think I have any Grass-type Pokemon. I think in Red, yeah, I definitely did have an opportunity to catch Oddish, because Oddish is Red version exclusive, the Oddish line, and then Blue version has the Bellsprout line as, a little 600-point bonus, not bad. Yeah, this game, I think, differs a bit more, it differs from, and Clackaboy in chat is saying, see, this reminds me of the Pokemon sticker book they saw at Michael's. Yeah, there was a point where I had a Pokemon sticker book, and I mean, around Pokemon Black and White eras. This is, early 2010s, and that was kind of around the height of my sort of fandom hype for Pokemon because I just played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which was a fantastic game. Great interface, great use of the dual screens for basic stuff like navigating menus. And then Pokemon Black and White were coming out, which, you know, being from the New York City metropolitan area and recognizing a lot of the areas that even a lot of other New Yorkers didn't, was very exciting. We have the opportunity to evolve Oddish into Gloom, so let's do that now. We have to collect the EX targets that are around the board, but we have to hit the Diglett targets to make them appear, I think. I think that's what's going on. Oh yes, there they are. For a second I got paranoid thinking I was remembering how this worked in Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire, which I do have a bit more experience with than this game right here. This game I rented back in the 90s. I only rented it from Blockbuster once. I actually wanted it, but, you know, it was a different... He only got 2 or 3 retail games, or at least I only got 2 or 3 retail games a year, and Pokemon Pinball was not one of them, but I had the chance to try it. But I always remember being very specifically anticipating this game. I remember seeing the Japanese coverage of this game and looking at the Nintendo Power previews when it got closer to release and sort of having daydreams of how cool it would be to have the game and play it in the backseat of my parents' cars, you know, during long car trips. Funny enough, during one of the times when I was reading Nintendo Power in the backseat of my parents' car, doggone, didn't work out. I ended up getting in a car crash, so I did end up having strong memories of playing Pokemon Pinball in the backseat of my parents' car, but it did not involve me actually playing the game, and it did involve me getting into a major car crash. I was uninjured. I did go, but we did go. They took us in an ambulance to the emergency room just to check us out and make sure we were okay. But yeah, and the car ended up getting totaled. Okay. But I was, you know, there wasn't a scratch on any of us. Okay. Oh, come, there we go. Launch it up perfectly. And, almost. Oh, not quite, not quite. Not quite. Doggone. It's fun while it lasted. Yeah, so I was in college by then, so like I didn't have too many books to put, you know, too many things to put the stickers on, but I got it. Now, one kid's IP that I wish I got a sticker book for, it was back when I worked at a warehouse club store. They had a book, like a Thomas the Tank Engine sticker book, but for some reason it had a lot of Railway Series exclusive characters in it, specifically the Mountain Engines, who are characters that only appeared in one of the original Railway Series books. I think it was 1960 or 1960. It was 1961, I believe. Mountain Engines. They only appeared in that. These Mountain Engine characters only appeared in that one book. They had Ertl diecast toys made of them, and they got wooden railway toys made of them, but they never actually had their episodes adapted for television. I was disappointed at the time because they were just such unique characters, and I had the Ertl toys of them. And like going into season 4 of Thomas the Tank Engine, it really felt like kind of a renaissance where like we're getting scores of new characters out of nowhere, and now there are all these characters in the Ertl line, like the D199 Diesel, and Bear the Diesel locomotive, and the Arlsberg railway characters. And so it just felt like, okay, next set of tapes that come out, we're clearly gonna get all these characters that they already have merchandise for. Okay, we gotta pause for a second. Alright, you gotta go to our Sodor lore reading. Hold on. There we go. but I do need to temporarily quiet. Where is... There we go. So we're gonna start into a new section of the book today. Thank you, Clackaboy, for redeeming your Sodor lore reading. Back for the first time since my return to Twitch. Today we're gonna read about the Skarloey Railway. A little bit. Hey there, Reliet, you're just in time for Sodor lore reading. We're gonna read a little bit about the Skarloey Railway. Oh, and by the way, Reliet, you may be interested in this. Christopher Audrey's Sodor Reading Between the Lines has finally been reissued for its 20th anniversary. It does not have as much information as this book, which has been out of print for like 30, closing in on 40 years now, which is kind of freaky, but okay, the Skarloey Railway, we'll read the beginning of this. This narrow gauge railway had its beginnings in 1806, when a horse-worked plateway was laid from Krosny Kurin to Badawale. The Crovens Gate Mining Company had a copper mine in the lower slopes of Ward Fell. The ore was brought to Krosny Kurin by pack horses and sent down in wagons to Badawale for shipment. They relayed this line in 1820 with Fishbelly Edge Rail and extended it up the Benglis Valley to the mine. It was called quite simply the Railroad, for there was no other in the whole of the island. It was considered a marvel in its day. From Krosny Kurin, a chain of 5 successive inclines strode boldly up toward Fell, and the remains, much overgrown, can still be seen from the road north of the level crossing at Krosny Kurin. Following the Festiniog Railway's lead in 1863, however, improvements were called for. James Spooner was engaged to survey a line suitably graded for steam haulage. It was at first intended that this line, like its predecessor, should be a mineral line only. The valley it served was sparsely populated, and it was thought that perhaps one coach in addition to the set of quarrymen's coaches would suffice for local needs. When, however, during the survey, the long-forgotten lake and hidden hollow of Skarloey was accidentally rediscovered, the board's thinking underwent a change. So, there we go. We'll get back, we'll stop there for now. And we've got 3 more minutes. 3 whopping more minutes of Pokemon Pinball. Yeah, thanks for the lurk. Now that I'm just catching up in chat, thanks for the lurk there, Reliet. I hope you had a calm and productive shift at work. And Azurest in chat, I see you in there. Glad they rebooted. They weren't. Oh, you weren't able to chat before. Well, I'm glad you got Amazon and Twitch to behave for you. Yeah, so that you could chat through the last few minutes of my pinball. I hope you got to see most of my my Sodor lore reading. I almost said my Silent Squad reading. It's like, no, I cannot read the... Now, you have the chance to catch here. We have a full minute to do it, so we'll definitely... You only have to hit one more time. Doggone! Only one more time. Doggone. Ah, almost. Almost. Almost caught a Krabby, but not quite. And, wait, actually... I just realized, my timer wasn't updating that whole... Okay. Alright. Wait a sec. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's just Pokemon Red time now, our main feature game. And we are on the way to Celadon City. I just gotta reach over and switch the game out. You hear that nice cartridge insertion ASMR? Ah, nice, satisfying. Drop it back on the dock, and we're ready to go. I do have, so next Saturday, it's going to be my last Pokemon stream of the year, but I'm very excited. We're going to have a new redemption, a new channel point redemption I'm very excited about. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but those who saw my 4-year anniversary stream might know a little bit of what I may have in store. Alright, so we have to go shopping, don't we? That's why I saved down here. Super Potion 8. We need to buy some Pokeballs. We have 2 Great Balls. How much money do we have? Alright, 3,910 Poke-Yen. So it's effectively nearly 40 bucks. If, you know, considering the way yen work and this currency system in the game is based on the Japanese yen. Yeah, so what happened last time, for those who weren't here, hush, we went into Pokemon Tower, and we could not advance past the Gary battle because we could not identify the ghosts and the ghost Pokemon in the tower, and my Pokemon were scared stiff. Oh, there are no Pokeballs here, okay. But we do have, finally, revives. How many revives did I get? 6 revives? Oh yeah, so I just got the automatic thing in chat about barrier aggression. Which is my autism non-profit whistleblowing series about the NCSA. And even though ironically enough, I do in those videos recommend a video by the NCSA's like online content coordinator, I think her title is, Cindy Walsh. I forgot this little gauntlet of trainers was here. 1 guy, 3 girls. Okay, let's go for it. And Kalaka Boy in chat is saying that they're enjoying a ham and turkey with mozzarella panini sandwich that they just made. Yeah, I had Chipotle earlier, and fortunately I kept it down. It was... School is fun, but so are Pokemon. What, is this going to be a junior trainer? Oh no, it's a super nerd. With it saying school is fun, of course it would be a super nerd. Yeah, this sprite always fascinated me, because this is normally the skull and crossbones poison emblem on Koffing's body is depicted as being beneath his face. Here it's depicted as being on top of his face, and they never did that again after this one game. And wowie wow, he has 1 Pokemon, but it is out. We are actually out leveled by them. Didn't work. We'll try it again. Their attack missed, and oh come on. And this Sing did not work again. Okay. We'll try one more time before we start switching to different tactics. We're getting really unlucky with this. Nice. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Now, we'll start pounding down on him. And enemy Koffing is fast asleep. Oh yeah, and I do have a magazine ready. We're gonna have a magazine from I don't know if the Pokemon Power insert is actually within the issue, but I do have one of the Nintendo powers from that time. So definitely a Pokemon magazine, Nintendo magazine reading from the height era of Pokemania. Something I literally look forward to bringing back. And Ashras is saying they love the mag. Yeah, like, I know, like, it's interesting, like, the perspective, because I know those magazines were, like, laying around the house. Like, you know, they're laying on the kitchen table, they're I know I left them in the bathroom sometimes, they're all over my bedroom, but, like, they were just around, but I don't think, like, you know, my parents got to hear me talk about Pokemon all the time when they were stuck in the car with me, but I don't think they ever, like, just reading the period magazine coverage gives such a fuller sense of the, I guess, the zeitgeist, what games were out around that time that had not been as popular as Pokemon, but still influencing the hobby of gaming at the time. And this trainer challenges me saying, I like Nidoran, so I collect them. Alright, you gonna have a boy and girl Nidoran? Let's see. Oh, it's a lass. Why are all these lasses hanging around the super nerd? It's interesting. Maybe a bit of lore building there. A little bit of world building. So, Nidoran female. Yeah, the Nidoran species was the only one to be like gender differentiated at this point. Later on, most Pokemon, except ones that would just sort of be genderless due to their nature as creatures, are given male and female genders. But here, the male and female are actually treated as separate species. Let's see if we can put them to sleep. Doggone. Okay, good, it didn't poison them. I'm sick of... Okay, we're just gonna go straight for the physical aggression. And then we're gonna use Tail Whip, so my defense dropped a bit. So if they attack me with another damage-dealing attack again, it might... Okay, let's see how much damage this does. Ooh, that was close. Okay. About to use Nidorina. Oh, okay, so... let's... who do I want to send out against... Let's send out Gyarados. Alright, so... I mean, it seems a bit overkill, but, let's try Bite. Alright. Now when I use Dragon Rage, it'll probably knock them out. Oh, just 1 HP left. They got lucky. Sort of like how my Jigglypuff did. No, I could have used Tackle. Save the PP for that move. Edge defeated Lass. Why? Why? Oh, okay, get over it. Alright. Let's switch. Jigglypuff's already level 26. Actually, let's switch Pikachu with Jigglypuff here. Meowth is so cute. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. You're... No, at some point I encountered a trainer around here. I remember, like, just seeing the Meowth and being like, no, I can't catch it because it's a trainer's Pokemon. You're only allowed to catch wild Pokemon, or else it's theft. But so let's start with Thunder Wave. Paralyze them immediately. Now that doesn't guarantee that they could still actually get attacks off, but. Yeah, Pikachu not beating the crap out of Meowth is very anime-coded. And I think one more attack should do it. Coins scattered everywhere. I believe we'll actually pick up some bonus money at the end of the battle because of that. And then Meowth fainted. Us is about to use Meowth. Alright. Start with Thunder Wave. We'll try to drop their accuracy a bit. Alright. I gotta heal up if I want Pikachu to take all the glory for this one. There we go. And now we'll start attacking physically, actually dealing some damage. Ooh, that hit hard. Okay. Coins scattered everywhere. Come on, knock him out. Knock him out. Come on, come on. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Alright. So if we do a quick attack, get this done with. Now, Calacaboy in chat is saying that they're going to be attending a Christmas boutique later today. Lots of homemade, handcrafted items will be on display. Is this kind of a Christmas market type thing, as they call them sometimes? I know I used to go to, in New York City, in Bryant Park, also Central Park, but really the one I would go to was in Bryant Park. They would have lots of stalls with, they have lots of stalls with all kinds of yummy food and handcrafted items. It was really neat. Yeah, it's so one of these years I'm gonna have to get back to New York City around, I believe, until like mid-January. The Christmas market is open. I would love to. Only I think once or twice at the most since I moved away from New York did I manage to make it over there. Alright, we've been playing. Oh, okay, kind of that, but it's gonna be indoors. You know, it's funny, because the one in Bryant Park's outdoors, what I'd do is I'd love to get a big thing of hot cider from one of the stalls, and I'd use that in my gloved hands to keep my hands warm and sip on it and walk around with it and enjoy the holiday vibes. Nice. Nice! Got to level 26. Trying to learn Swift. I think I actually do. Let's switch to... You gotta go to... Alright, I want to check the player's guide. I forgot whether or not this showed which Pokemon learn what moves at what. So 25 is Pikachu, so we got to go up a little bit higher. Yeah, I actually do not have all this memorized. So Swift. So Swift, Agility, and Thunder. Yeah, wow. Like, we want to hang on till Pikachu's like level 43 to teach them Thunder. Because if we evolve into Raichu, because we're soon going to have access to all the elemental stones that can be used to evolve certain species of Pokemon. I actually like Pikachu's design less than Raichu. I actually like Raichu more than Pikachu. If I had to choose between if I could be a Pikachu or I could be a Raichu, I'd rather be a Raichu. But I'd rather be an Alolan Raichu because he could surf on his tail and it's neat. But yeah, he uses his tail as a hoverboard. But yeah, we're gonna wait till level 43 to evolve Pikachu. But I'm actually going to search up because I don't have it here. I want to search up. Oh, there we go. I got scared for a second. Like, where'd my magazine go? And Clackaboy's saying, do they have crepes at the Christmas market I went to? Oh yeah, they'd be at least one place that had crepes, and they'd have savory and sweet crepes. I love them both. I feel like a lot of places that I've been to that have crepes only have dessert crepes. They don't have any savory ones often. It's very disappointing. But, alright, let me look this up. Swift Gen 1. I'm just searching this up on my phone. Swift move. In Gen 1 through 3, it's physical. Gen 1 Swift. Okay. An attack that never misses. And with the 60 power. Flash. Swift. Thunder Shock. I'm thinking of what I've got here. I would rather... Yeah, I'd actually rather stick with the moves I currently have. Yeah, I'm actually going to stick with the moves I currently have. So now that we've made that decision, we can go back to our game. There we go. Yeah, abandoning learning Swift. You know, there's something, so Kalakaboy, I actually saw Defunct Land on YouTube. I don't know if you follow them, but, hold on. Okay. Alright, I just had to set everything back up. Now, Kalakaboy in chat is saying they imagined a crepe stand where doorworms make the crepes. That would be cute. You know, one thing I imagined is like having a crepe stand or like a waffle stand. And there's also a waffle stand in Bryant Park I go to as well. But they, with a little fire-type Pokemon like a Cyndaquil or a Quilava, heating up the waffle iron or the stovetop thing they make the crepes on. Meow. Picked up 192 bonus dollars. Okay. So Pikachu's level 26. Everyone who's level 25 is gonna go to the top of the list. And they'll be sent out first. Okay. You might as well save. It's been a while. We made some good progress. Yeah, it's been hard to find a place that makes savory crepes. Especially ones that happen to be vegetarian. Because, yeah, it's just been rough. I don't know why. You know, an IHOP, of all chain place locations, IHOP, all chain locations that had crepes, IHOP had my favorite crepes. There was this berries and cream crepe. Yeah, so I saw their video about the history of animatronics and, like, living characters. And it's the first time that I saw footage of the Walt Disney animatronic that they revealed within the last year or so. And, yeah, I don't know, but it looks a little like Stalin to me. It's a little creepy. I don't know. Yeah. I like Defunctland's newer, more videos, but I fell in love with him back when he was sort of had this persona, this sort of, well, I mean, he doesn't show his face in his videos, but he had this sort of, this character of someone who could, like, I guess, travel through time and steal pieces of old defunct amusement attractions and reassemble them, and this. And then that was sort of contextualizing this VR project to recreate the attractions. I don't know how that's gone, but we'll just go ahead and actually do this battle now. Enemy Pidgey fainted. Oh yeah, she's got nearly a full set of Pokemon. Oh, no. Yeah, Bite is a normal type move in Gen 1, but starting from Gen 2 onward, it's a dark type move. And the dark type does not exist in this game, so they introduced it in Gen 2. They introduced the dark and steel types, and you didn't get any new Pokemon types until Gen 6 when you had the introduction of Fairy type. Yeah, I'm sort of... Because I guess she has so many Pokemon, they are individually relatively underleveled. So I'm kind of steamrolling through them here. About to use Meowth. Yeah, no, Gyarados is doing great, so we might as well just stay the course. Wowie wow, single hit KO. Last is about to use Pikachu. Yeah, we're gonna probably take them out with one hit too. Yeah, let's be gratuitous with this one. Let's use Dragon Rage. If this does not one hit KO, I'd be very... Oh, they did not one hit KO. You're a tough little mouse, but I'm gonna finish this up now. Nice. Okay. Now at level 26. Look what you did! Got 825 Poke Yen for winning. Who's left that's still at level 25? Only Nidorino and Charmeleon. Yeah, usually my starter is the over-leveled one. But we defeated these 4 stooges of Pokemon training over here. Actually, oh yeah, I just walked up to it and pressed A. I forgot that you have to... This is the old, ancient, difficult days when you had to actually go in and manually choose to use Cut with your Pokemon. I'm gonna see if we can catch a Growlithe. Let's see if we can catch a Growlithe. Aw, look at the little puppy. Let's see. Yeah, Nidorino's poison. Okay. Let's... Yay! Okay. We are not... the Walt... Yeah, Clackaboy in chat is saying, yeah, the Walt Disney animatronic doesn't really look like him. Some people have compared it to the My Pillow person. I don't know if it... whoever it... you know who... I already said who I think it looks like. It's... Yeah, it's kind of... Like, with Abe Lincoln, by the time they made that animatronic, there was no one in living memory... Well, actually, there were some people in living memory who had seen Lincoln at that point. But very few of them, and the ones who had were, like, little kids at the time. So... Because I believe someone who was like a boy in Ford Theater ended up being on a game show where they talked about, hey there, Juan, generation, what half the Pokemons are based on animals, or the Needle line based on the Ultraman monster. Yeah, pretty much. That would be... that would be a pretty interesting selection. Let's see. If we can... Yeah, there was a bit less of an emphasis on mythological Pokemon, or Pokemon based on myth and folklore, not necessarily legendary Pokemon, but we want to... We're gonna Poison Sting again and hope they do not use Roar. Yay, okay. We have a chance. We have a chance. We have a chance to... We're gonna use our Great Ball here. We only have 2 of these. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Woo! Nice. Alright, Growlithe was caught. New Pokédex sale will be added for Growlithe. Growlithe, the puppy Pokemon, very protective of its territory. It will bark and bite to repel intruders from its space. And Juan in chat is saying, here in the other Nintendo Power issue, talking about another franchise more popular in the 2000 they released games. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was a boy in Ford Theater who, like, by the early days of television, in I think the 50s or at the latest, the very early 60s, ended up being a guest on a television show where he was talking about being a, you know, seeing the assassination of President Lincoln. But do I want to give a nickname to this Growlithe? Do I want to name him Uppy, the puppy? No, I'll just name him Growlithe. We're going with straight, you know, their actual traditional names. Growlithe was transferred to Bill's PC. Alright. Unfortunately, you didn't gain experience for catching Pokemon back in these days. That's not something they introduced till, I believe, Gen 6. So, Pokemon... You gotta cut. You have to manually... Yeah, Pikachu, nicknamed P, spelled P-E-E. Yeah, I don't think you can get away with that these days. They have all kinds of, like, you know, swear filters and stuff like that. Now, Underground Path, Celadon City to Lavender Town. Alright, so let's go first. Let's check out where on the map we are. Yeah, the map should have just been a menu option and not a an item like this once you get the map, but town map, there we go. Yeah, so we are the next town over from where we're at is Saffron City, but it's going to be closed off to us. We have to go straight to Celadon City through an underground path. So we'll go under here, and there's the guard booth. I'm on guard duty. Gee, I'm thirsty, though. Oh, wait there. The road's closed. They don't say... We will later find out that the road's closed due to an ongoing terrorist attack by Team Rocket. And I don't know if they closed the road for safety reasons or if because if the guards are in on it and trying to stop people from entering or leaving. Now, Clackaboy's saying it would be funny if Labubu was added to the Pokemon monster lineup. You know, back in these days, in the early days of the internet, in the height of Pokemania, there were a lot of... Back when, you know, everyone didn't have access to powerful photo editing software like Photoshop, people made really convincing fake screenshots, and just the fact that a screenshot existed was taken as pretty convincing proof. Yeah, Juan's saying the city takeover scenario, which we'll get through a couple of badges down the line. Alright, let's roll the dice. Yeah, and a line that would get this game a T rating nowadays. Alright, Gambler sent out Poliwag. Poliwhirl is actually the main creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri. So, yeah, is one of the favorite Pokemon of Satoshi Tajiri, but we're going to... Poison Sting? Yay, the hypnosis did not put us to sleep. But we did poison them, so we're doing good already. We'll use Focus Energy. Oh, doggone, he fell asleep. But they're, while we wait for them to wake up. Do I have Awakenings? I don't even think I have Awakenings. No. Soon in the game, we will be getting an item that is a permanent replacement for, yeah, and I want to say about to wait to see a baby egg, everyone's favorite. Are you talking about a Pokemon? Because aside from, like, I guess Execute, I can't really think of any egg Pokemon in Gen 1. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to go ahead and, we're going to use Focus Energy. Yeah, we're doing, still, alright. Use Focus Energy, now we'll follow through on that. Oh, of course, yeah, talking about, Togepi. Yeah, Togepi was one of those, Pokemon that, when it was one of the first Gen 2 Pokemon to be, revealed. In fact, by the time it was revealed in Japan, Pokemon was just, like, it was even, might have even been a little bit before Pokemon came out in the US. So very early on, as, you know, kids start getting access to the internet, and rumors start spreading about a secret, you know, egg Pokemon, and then Togepi was introduced into the anime well in advance of Pokemon Gold and Silver coming out. They were introduced about, I think, halfway through the Kanto era of Pokemon, that being the era of Pokemon that corresponded to the storyline of the game that I'm playing right now. And it was one of those early indications to sort of seed fans with the idea that, hey, they're Pokemon beyond the first 150, you know, and it was treated at the time as, oh, it's a newly discovered Pokemon, but then they very quickly realized that, wait, if we just treat it like these new Pokemon are coming out of nowhere, it's gonna, like, no, we just sort of treat them like they're new to the characters, but at the time they treated Togepi as a new species. And yeah, and like Juan is saying, there was this elaborate arc where they gradually, you know, they had this egg, and oh, what'll it hatch into, and all that, and then they reveal, you know, it hatches into a Pokemon that is, where the eggshell is actually still a part of its body. It got put to sleep the second time. in this battle. If Nidorino does not wake up in one more turn, I know you're likening one of the characters from the animated George Clooney, but I'd love to know who you're actually specifically referring to, because I have not watched Pokemon Indigo League. I watched through the entirety of Pokemon Indigo League in maybe 2009 or 2010, and when I did that, it's the first time I watched it since it was, like, originally on the air. And Wanachat is saying, yeah, it's a good reason for that, because the enemy to think was a fan of that one NBC show. Yeah, you're gonna have to give me some more detail. I'm not actually sure what specifically you're referring to. It might jog my memory, but, yeah, I'm at a type disadvantage, but I think my Charmeleon's tough enough to, just, power through this. Yeah, I gotta say, like, you know what? I'm, like, I'm somewhat face-blind to an extent. Like, when whoever in Cowboy Bebop was supposed to look like George Clooney, I did not pick up on that. Now, to be completely honest, I have not watched Cowboy Bebop since, it was on Toonami. So that was definitely a very long time ago. No, and Clackaboy in chat is saying, did I see the Labubu float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? No, I did not. I never went to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, even when I was a little kid living in the city. We did go to the Macy's on 34th Street, and that's where I went to go see Santa. I remember the wooden escalators. Around 2007 or so, they still had the wooden escalators in there. Alright. I'm really tired of this guy putting all my Pokemon to sleep. Okay. Yeah, let's just charge through with Gyarados, use Dragon Rage. I forgot, now as a water type, that's not going to be a very effective move against me. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is one of the only Cowboy Bebop episode I really remember is Toys in the Attic. And I think that if anyone familiar with Cowboy Bebop, that's the only episode I remember loving the show, but all I remember is Cowboy Bebop. It is Toys in the Attic. Is Toys in the Attic something that anyone in chat would consider to be a seminal episode of Cowboy Bebop? And one saying a character did a character in the anime based on a copy of their characters, or do you mean copy? If you mean coffee, I'll need it further. I'll require further explanation. Oh, character based on the old Shaft movie. All I know about Shaft is, the Shaft. You're damn right. That's all. And I remember they did a revival with, I think, Wesley Snipes as Shaft. Am I correct about that? I mean, or am I confusing Shaft with Blade? Because Wesley Snipes was Blade in the 90s too. Yeah, and I was probably too unseasoned to even... Okay, we're definitely gonna finish this right now. I'm sick of this one Poliwag causing me this much trouble. Yeah, I love representing Western media. The last anime by Studio Bones that I've seen, aside, I saw Cowboy Bebop, and then I saw Wolf's Rain. Wolf's Rain is, one of my, top anime, like, of all time. And then, what else? Yeah, so Wolf's Rain. And then I saw Hisone and Masotan Dragon Pilot. That's another... That was the most... You know what? Let's see, can I... Doggone. Alright, while they're asleep, you know what I'm not even gonna try to attack. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a super potion on Pikachu. And if this goes south, I'm gonna use, yeah, because of all their status-stealing moves, this, Gambler's actually been pretty tough. Yeah, Dragon Pilot Hisone and Masotan is one of those animes I really do wish, I was able to stream on, Twitch via Watch Party, even if it had to be an Amazon Watch Party or whatever. You know, and, you know, actually, you know, watch it with my audience, but it's not really gonna be. Because the English dub of Dragon Pilot is a Netflix exclusive. So it's, there we go. Now, wake up. Yeah, Polyball's faster than me. Faster than my Pikachu. So we'll go ahead and use Thunder Shock and end this. Go back and heal. Because I forgot how much of a route there is on the other side of the underground path. H defeated Gambler. Drat came up short. Lady Luck's not with me today. Alright, we'll go back to Lavender Town. It's kind of funny, this is, you know, I always interpreted these lines here to be guardrails. And what they actually are, I guess, a curb or something, because you can walk right over them. I mean, it is intended to represent the main path. Nope. Oh, there we go. So we're gonna go straight into the Pokemon Center and heal up. Yes, we will heal our Pokemon back to full health. Thank you, your Pokemon are fighting fit. We hope to see you again. Now, if we go to the shop here, we don't need to buy any more. No, we do have. You have opportunity to buy. Yeah, you can't buy Awakening, but we do need. Get some super potions. And a couple of Great Balls. Do they have that here? Yes, they do. Yeah, because on the other side of, once we go under the underground path, underneath Saffron City, there is going to be a new route that may have new Pokemon on it, so we want to be prepared for that. And you know, let's do something we haven't done in a while. We'll use the bicycle. There we go. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what? In Rock Tunnel, you know what? I could have finished Rock Tunnel quicker if I remembered that I had the bicycle. I genuinely forgot that we had it. Uh-oh. You look good at Pokemon, but how's your chem? It's gonna be a super nerd, without a doubt. Super Nerd wants to fight. Super Nerd sent out Voltorb. Alright. This is, not an ideal type matchup. Yeah, let's have Charmeleon take care of this. I believe Sonic Boom, in addition to dealing damage, has the chance to inflict confusion. Yeah, let's use Rage. And if those who have missed the last couple... Yeah, it's been a while since I've used Rage, but their attack. I'm locked into using rage for several turns, but each time their attack goes up, I think, a little bit. Yeah, you're radically decreasing my defense, but... And... Nice. Enemy Voltorb fainted. Nidorino gained 217 experience points. Charmeleon gained 217. And the Super Nerd's about to use Coughing. Well, I have to change Pokemon now. Hey there, Mecha Kong. How you doing? Okay. And, they were lurking, but Snipes was played. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, Samuel... You know what? And, like, in my... Thank you, for, reminding me. Yeah. I did... Hey, can you... Hey, Mecha Kong, can you tell which of those 90s movies I actually saw back then? I wonder. And I remember Wesley Snipes' Blade because Snipes happened to, in that particular movie, bear a distracting resemblance to my main bully at school at the time. Yeah, I had like a little rogues gallery of like, doggone, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Yeah, I had a little rogues gallery of different like rivals and nemesi, and the most significant one happened to look like Wesley Snipes at the time. So yeah, we're definitely not going to try to use Poison Sting on this Coughing. But one thing I do want to do, we want to use a revive on Charmeleon so they do get the experience points for this battle. I'm glad I went back and healed. Yeah, so Mecha Kong, thanks for lurking, and maybe I'll see you later. Oh, nice. Okay. And Super Nerd's about to use Voltorb. Well, I changed Pokemon. Yes, we're gonna... Actually, no, we're not. I'm gonna use Focus Energy and then Horn Attack. Alright. Well, thanks for showing up. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I will be doing a Christmas stream, a Christmas-themed stream, I guess you could say, this coming... the Saturday, a fortnight from tonight. Not this coming Saturday, I'll be doing another Pokemon stream. And then the Saturday after that, for New Year's, I'm going to be doing a special New Year's stream with a new console. And Mecha Kong, since you're in chat, how do you like... I finally got some batteries for my Game Boy. Yeah, I'm not running it off of hopes and dreams anymore. I'm actually running it off 2 AA's. So I'd like to thank you for arranging that for me. That upgrade to my layout. Oh, actually, that worked a lot better than what I thought. Okay. Nice, level 26. Yeah, I really was not... The very slight fuzzy effect on the edge of that red circle that is over the battery button. It is... You can't even see it, but I tried just to check it out. Like an actual plain red circle. And that slight frosting effect that's only visible when the image is absurdly, like, blown up. It makes a night and day difference in terms of selling the image of it having the light. Oh, and Collectiboy is saying they can't wait to see what the new console is. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a retro console. It's a console that's currently being manufactured and is on the market and still has having games made for it. And it is not one that I've seen, I've been able to. It's not one I've been able to find preserved coverage of anywhere on Twitch. But Mechakong's saying they got their Dreamcast all sorted out. They can play any game on it now, and a better cable so it doesn't look bad. You know, I've had a Dreamcast. You know, Dreamcast was one of those systems that I like. Some of my earliest experiences on the internet was just browsing websites. You know, this is in '98. I'm browsing websites, you know, drooling over screenshots of the Dreamcast, and that Dreamcast was the first time I really oogled at the improved graphics of a system compared to a system that I already had. But I did not end up getting a Dreamcast until around like 2008 or 9. I got one basically at giveaway prices from a Goodwill, but it did not have, like, I think a power cable. So I've just had a Dreamcast and a controller and a VMU and no power cable for years and years. I've never booted it up even once. But if there's like a, you know, a cable, a solution to run it in good, you know, properly with good quality to like an HDMI capture card, I would be happy to see if I can get my hands on a copy of Jet Set Radio. Like, the main games I have, the only games I really have personal period experience playing with on Dreamcast are Sonic Adventure 1 and Jet Grind Radio. I would like to play Choo Choo Rocket. You know, it is ridiculous that there is no, not even on mobile that I am aware of. There is no. Why is there not a modern version of Choo Choo Rocket? I've wanted to. You know, I'll get the doggone Game Boy Advance version. I'd rather get like a higher resolution, more up-to-date version, but I'll get the Game Boy Advance version if it's reasonably affordable. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll heal Nidorino, and we'll heal Charmeleon, and we'll switch Charmeleon and Nidorino since Nidorino's finally level 26. Yeah, for once, Charmeleon's the last one to get level upgraded, but we'll go ahead and save. And oh yeah, I mean, compared to Final Fantasy Legend, this game takes forever to save. And when you're... Alright. The department store in Celadon has a great selection. I hope they're paying you for that endorsement. In these underground... So right now, if I never bought... Let's look at the map. Let's see where we're at, where the map takes us. Yeah, so right now we're in the underground path beneath Saffron City. Okay. I heard a sleepy Pokemon appeared near Celadon City. Oops, I did not mean to go back into the underground path. Underground path, Celadon City, Lavender Town. You know, at the time I was playing this for the first time, it really didn't, I guess, properly occur to me that I was bypassing, like, what was supposed to be the biggest and most significant city. I forgot, this will probably be a one-hit KO. Okay, it's not. It's super effective. Okay, you use sleep powder, huh? Well, I'm gonna catch this Pokemon whether I end up needing it or not. This may or may not be a duplicate, because I know you have an opportunity to catch... Oh, that's not fair. That's what I was gonna do to you. Okay. I may use this as an opportunity. Nice, it worked. Okay. We made it through the paralysis. Yeah, and starting from the Pokemon Gold and Silver, there'd be a Pokemon icon next to Pokemon you've already caught when you battled them. but not in this game. You still have a few regular Pokeballs left, so let's see if we get lucky. Nice, we caught it. Let's see if this is actually new to our collection. Oh no, we already got an Oddish. Okay. Alright, so for now... Oh, wow! Oh, I did not realize we are already in Celadon. This was my favorite town of the game. We have uniformed Team Rocket-like operators just out in public. Keep out of Team Rocket's way. Yeah, okay. And Mechacon's saying they bailed on Pokemon ZA. They think their trip back to the main games of the franchise was short-lived. Arceus and Violet, they have no desire to get Wind and Waves. No, I mean, and it's a shame because from giving due to the nature of the same leaks that expose the existence of Pokemon Wind and Waves, I feel like Pokemon Wind and Waves might be the moment they actually get it right, redeem themselves, but a lot of people's trust is broken. So you bailed on ZA. What was the last straw? Was there anything in particular? You just got bored, weren't feeling it? Like, what happened? What does this old man say? I forgot. Moan, I blew it at the slots. I knew I should have cashed in my coins for prizes. Yep, that instant M rating. Mechagon saying now that they have a modded Wii and can load any GameCube games on it, you intend to play Coliseum. Coliseum's a game I rented back in the day, and I never beat it, but just having a linear, story-driven Pokemon RPG scenario, like, was really cool. What? You're throwing me off? Here's some coins. Shoo. Oops, forgot the coin case. Yeah, so this is a slot machine casino. What's up? Want some coins? Oops, forgot the coin case. Alright. So here... Welcome, you can exchange your coins for fabulous prizes next door. Welcome to Rocket Game Corner. Rocket Game Corner, huh? I wonder. Do you need some coins? It's 1,000 for 50. Would you like some? No, we need a coin case. Keep this quiet. It's rumored that this place is run by Team Rocket. A coin case is required. Kid, do you want to play? Oops, forgot the coin case. I think these machines have different odds. Hey! You have better things to do, champ in making. Celadon's gym leader is Erica. She uses grass-type Pokemon. She might appear docile, but don't be fooled. Games are scary. It's so easy to get hooked. And Mechcom was saying nothing too dramatic with Pokemon ZA. He just wasn't feeling it and got bored, huh? And on a better note, they started Metroid Prime 4. They're digging it so far. Alright, has Rick Moranis ruined the game for you yet? Because the last update I heard was that there's this dork that looks like Rick Moranis who's like toddling behind Samus like a kid in a theme park the whole time. I'm having a wonderful time. You know what? Let's see. Let's go in here. I sure do fancy that Porygon, but it's hard to win at slots. I had a major haul today. Coins exchange for prizes. Prize exchange. Trainer tips. Guard spec protects Pokemon against special attacks such as fire and water. Get your items at Celadon Department Store. Alright, so if we go down here, and this is the first time I've really explored this town in years, but Mechacong is saying, yeah, from what you heard, you get companions at points in the game, and it's a bit odd. Like, I'll be stuck for a moment, he'll chirp in and guide me along. It's a bit weird, but nothing to ruin their enjoyment. Okay, cool. Glad you're having a good time, Mechacong. I still have to... I I've got Metroid Prime Remastered, and I have it physically. I still haven't played it yet. I'd like to play. I'll never like organically like beat Metroid, like the original Metroid, but I know I could beat Metroid 2, which is a lot easier in my opinion. I never beat it, but I got pretty far in it once years ago. And I'd like to cover Metro and Super Metroid, and maybe Metroid Fusion, and then actually get into Prime. But in here, we've got a restaurant. Munch, the man at that table lost it all at the slots. Oh wait, I didn't mean to exit the store. Yeah, there's no food for Pokemon here, just for people. Hi, we're taking a break now. Go ahead, laugh. I'm flat out busted. No more slots for me. I'm going straight. Here, I won't be needing this anymore. H received a coin case. Yeah, just give this child some gambling paraphernalia. Psst, there's a basement under the game corner. Yeah, way to keep a secret, dude. Yeah, we'll get into that. Oh, another Team Rocket operator. What are you staring at? Okay. Fine. We have this. Oh, this rocket is in this guy's house. Chief, we just shipped 20,000 Pokemon as slot prizes. Hehe, the slots reel in the dough big time. Okay, this is actually like a crooked house. Okay. Don't touch the poster at the game corner. There's no secret switch behind it. Yeah, we'll remember that from. I forgot that there was like a crooked like hideout house. But look at this building. This looks a lot like a Pokemon Center, doesn't it? But even though there's no stairs to anywhere else in here. Pokemon? No, this is a hotel for people. We're full up. You have no rooms. I'm on vacation with my brother and my boyfriend. Celadon is such a pretty city. Oh. My sis brought me on this vacation. Why did she bring her brother? Awkward. But yeah, so if you go over here... Oh wow, H turned on the PC. Yeah, this little hotel lobby, it reused the Pokemon Center map to such an extent that they forgot to remove the PC character actor, even though they removed the physical object for it. Now, Mecha in chat is saying they intend to stream Harvest Moon 64 in the new year. Do I want to have a sheep, cow, or chicken named after you? Oh, I'd be honored. I guess, sheep are the comfiest of the three, because I guess you count them when you fall asleep. So, let's go with sheep. H's PC. Accessed my PC. Accessed... Oh no, that's actually not what I wanted to go to. Okay. We wanted to go to Oak... it's been a while since we had our Pokedex rated. Accessed Professor Oak's PC. Access Pokedex rating system. Want to get your Pokedex rated? Yes. Pokedex completion is 71 Pokemon seen, 25 owned. Professor Oak's rating? You still need more Pokemon. Try to catch other species. Close the link to Oak's PC. Yeah, so we got a little, behind-the-scenes game development, excitement there. So, what is this? I forgot what this lower path here is. I think this is the path to the gym? You know, I've never played a Harvest Moon game. The first time I heard of Harvest Moon, I would sooner play Legend of the River King for a Game Boy before I played Harvest Moon. But I know the first time I heard of the Harvest Moon games, it was the summer special, summer 1997 or summer 1998 special of EGM. And there was a full-page ad for both Harvest Moon and Legend of the River King. And games about fishing and farming seemed like very unique, and I was especially drawn to Legend of the River King, but I never ended up getting it. I never even saw it in shops, actually. And I believe Legend of the River King has Game Boy and Game Boy Color versions of that, which is kind of interesting. But down the line, I guess eventually... Is this... Okay. Alright, this is the gym. This is the Pokemon gym. We're not going to go in there yet, but... This gym is great. It's full of women. Yeah, in the 2010 remake of... When you go to Kanto in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver in the DS era, that character says, this gym is great, it's full of talented trainers. So it's a very, wanted to acknowledge, hey, we're not making light of some creepy old man peeking through the window of this gym filled with young women. So the coin case that the guy in the diner gave us, coin 0. I forgot that you could even interact with it. Just coin 0 just tells you your coin count. We'll talk to some of the patrons of this establishment. Hey, what? You're throwing me off. Here's some coins. Got 20 coins. What's up? Want some coins? Got another 20 coins. Games are scary, so easy to get hooked. Okay. Does this lady give you coins? I'm having a wonderful time. She doesn't give you any. Kid, do you want to play? H received 10 coins. Coins seem to come and go. Keep this quiet. Okay, it's remember this place is run by Team Rocket. Alright. I think these machines have different odds. Alright. So how many? We have 40 coins now, or 30 or 40? Coins. Oh, wow. 50. Okay, that's more than I thought. Mechanic saying they're not well versed in Harvest Moon 64, but it seemed like a good one to start with. You know, I downloaded Harvest Moon on the Wii Virtual Console, and just never actually played it. Out of order. This is broken. I did not know. I had forgot that there were out of order machines. Let's try this one. A slot machine. Want to play? Yes. And it even shows the happy face thing above you. It's it's so creepy. Yeah. Bet how many coins? 3? Now, like most Japanese slot machines, these are skill stop slot machines, so you actually can, with precision timing, line up the symbols yourself, which makes it a game of skill and not a game of chance, therefore it's not, banned explicitly under Japanese gambling laws. Okay, so we got bar. No. Not this time. Try again. Okay. Okay. Nah, not quite. Almost. Not this time. I would love to own a pachinko machine, but the pachinko machines I like, they really stopped they only go, even by the 90s, they were getting too flashy, I like the really relatively simple mechanical pachinko machines that really kind of, peaked, and seemingly in the 70s and 80s. I really like them a lot. I'd love to own one. But, yeah, but the modern pachinko machines, I'm not really it's too flashy, it's too much like an actual slot machine. But the old classic ones are... I need to check Nintendo Switch and on Steam to see what pachinko games are out there, because a lot of the pachinko games are based more on the modern flashy machines, and will have gimmicks like, oh, you play pachinko, and these ambiguously, not teenage girls are going to take clothes off for you, and I don't care about that. I just want to see the balls plink around on the table. One more go? Yeah. Alright. Hey, got the cherries lined up diagonal. Scored 8 coins. One more go, sure. Bet how many coins? 3. Not this time. And... not this time. Oh yeah, I've got... Oh, for the... I need to look into what I'll do on the Christmas stream, because I've got some cool ideas of what I could do for the Christmas stream. We'll see, but... Alright. Well, the thing is, I'm not sure a Thomas the Tank Engine pachinko machine would exist, because that's, you know, you don't want to promote gambling to kids too much, but now that being said, there was a still Calacaboy. Look this up. I actually had this back in the 90s. I didn't realize it was... My mom found this in a thrift shop in the 90s, and I played with it, you know, when I was a little kid. It's called, like, Snoopy's Papa Ball, and it is a game that is very clearly based on pachinko. One more go, yes. And as a kid who knew about pachinko, but was like, you know, reading about it in books, I very clearly recognized that as something based on pachinko. So I loved it because it was Peanuts, and because it was effectively a Peanuts pachinko machine. Not this time. Alright. Hey! Got 8 coins. Okay. Alright. We'll... Just a... Now, I actually did play some real skill stop slot machines that like this, that in the 90s they were at Six Flags Great Adventure, and they used game tokens. And... like, I guess... Okay, not this time. Alright. Okay, one more time. Alright, yeah, we've had enough of that. We're not gonna... Playing that slot machine is the only way you could actually win get a Porygon. So, yeah, unfortunately, but we're not going to go for Porygon this time around. And I don't remember it being a particularly useful Pokemon at that. When I get Surf, I can actually go to that guy's house over there. Celadon City, the city of rainbow dreams. The game corner is bad for our city's image. Okay, Karen. Celadon Mansion. Yeah, so Celadon Mansion, this is not supposed to be like a rich person's home. Apparently the English word mansion in Japanese is used to refer to an apartment high-rise building. Clefairy, P. Porygon is as good as this is... Yeah. Yeah, Mecha Kong is saying, Porygon is good to use as a scapegoat when Pikachu causes a bunch of kids to have seizures. Yeah, and it's unfortunate because the depiction of how they imagined Porygon to work in the anime is really fascinating, but because of the seizure incident, any reference to that Pokemon has barely been minimalized in the anime. Meow, meow. My dear Pokemon keep me company. Meowth even brings money home. Looks like a statue of Diglett. It is actually a sculpture of Diglett. I actually interpreted those pixels correctly. Now, this is like the highest... The graphics aren't any better, but never before have I played Pokemon, you know, looking as clear and as good as I can here. Oh, a PC. H on the PC. Okay, it's just a PC you could use. Crammed full of Pokemon books. And there's like a bed here. That's weird. Let's read this here. Game Freak Development Room. Yeah, we've got the tradition of a fourth wall break where the Game Freak offices are actually featured in the game. I wrote the story. Isn't Erica cute? I like Misty a lot too. Oh, and Sabrina. I like her. Yeah, okay. We can tell which parts of the game you are paying attention to, putting extra effort on. It's the script. Better not look at the ending. Me? I'm the programmer. It's the game program. Messing with it could bug out the game. Is that right? I'm the game designer. Filling up your Pokédex is tough, but don't quit. When you finish, come tell me. I'm the graphic artist. I drew you. Someone's playing a game instead of working. Naughty, naughty. We have another stair up here. Okay, now what this is, I didn't realize at the time, this is just a fence looking out over the rooftop. But you see that back area to Celadon Mansion. Let's actually try and go there. I believe the way is over this way. Poliwrath, Ribby Ribbit. This is my trusted pal Poliwrath. It evolved from Poliworld when I used Waterstone. Yeah, introducing us to the idea of stone evolutions. We didn't even... I don't think we won the Pokemon Center, did we? If I had a bike, I would go to Cycling Road. Pokeflute awakens Pokemon with a sound that only they can hear. That's not true. It's a matter of perspective, but I rode uphill on Cycling Road from Fuchsia. Pokeflute awakens Pokemon with a sound that only they can hear. But I can hear it. Is it a sound that only, like, humans can't hear? I don't know. But let's check. Yeah, our Pokemon are nearly 100%. We might as well just go, top them off real quick. Mint. Have a sip from my invisible water bottle. And head on down here. Oh, yeah. Mecha Kong, you know, I know we talked about this on your stream last week, but no, the fact that you, like, had, like, friction with Super Mario Bros. 2 made that stream much more entertaining and engaging than it would have been if you were just a fan of the game. I know for a while there was sort of a phase where people, like, didn't like Super Mario Bros. 2 on the pretense that, oh, it's a fake Mario game. Like, but really, like, that's not... Yeah, but once people got over that, I feel like people, you know, it actually got more, you know, it was more appreciated for what it was. I know everything about the world of Pokemon in your Game Boy. Oh, another fourth wall break, okay. Get together with your friends and trade Pokemon. There's an Eevee in this Pokeball, and I'm not gonna get it until... Yeah, it's a pamphlet on TMs. There are 50 TMs in all. There are also 5 HMs that could be used repeatedly. Silphco. Yeah, like, I know, like, when they, like, TM stands for Technical Machine, they never explain that in the game. But I know, like, that's one of the things a lot of those, like, evangelical Christian anti-Pokemon websites were claiming, like, oh, TM, it stands for Transcendental Meditation, and that means that it's a Satan-worshipping game, and like, oh boy. Like, you know, people believe whatever they want regardless of, evidence to the contrary. Because once people decide something, like, evidence to the contrary of what they believe is just proof of a further conspiracy. So it's not even worth engaging with that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's Celadon Mansion. The main point of interest in the city we have not traveled to yet is the Celadon department store. And between the game corner, even though I didn't use it that much, I got my coughing in Cinnabar. It's nice, but breathes poison when it's angry. Yeah, this building here is sort of the main... Yeah, I forgot to use the Pokemon Center music. Hello. Welcome to Celadon Department Store. The board on the right describes the store layout. Yeah, and these are very... I realize this now. These are old Japanese payphones, is what these things are right here. So, floor 1, service counter. Top grade items for trainers. Floor 2, Trainers Market. Super Repel keeps weak Pokemon at bay. It's a more powerful Repel. For long outings, you should buy Revive. Indeed you should. Wow, tons of Pokemon stuff. Yeah, nothing, you can't really interact with the shelves much. And you have two guys here. Hi, may I help you? Bye. Take your time. Okay, so we have Great Ball, Super Potion, Revive, Super Repel, and Paralyze Heal. That's the guy on the left. Does the guy on the right sell different things? Oh yeah, the guy on the right sells TMs, and of course they don't tell you what the TMs do. They just they just throw a mess of numbers at you, and you have to look up in a player's guide or something what each one does. Yeah, so yeah, so if you don't have a player's guide, you have to actually just buy them, not knowing what's in there, what each TM teaches your Pokemon, and you have to just deal with the consequences. So, all right. So in about 15 minutes, I'm going to switch over to the magazine, and then take my midstream break, do a little more magazine reading, and then get back into the game. But this guy here says, "Oh, hi, I finally finished Pokemon. Not done yet? This might be useful." Okay, got TM18. Yeah, TM18 is counter, not like the one I'm leaning on, mind you. Yeah, I finally finished. There's a lot of weird fourth wall breaking in this area. That's supposed to be some kind of vending machine, I think. But floor 3, TV game shop. Now it's interesting. This is the first time I've played this game, and knowledge of the fact that, now if anyone knows more or better than this, correct me, but the idea of home console video games in Japan is literally just called TV game. So the fact that they said TV game shop instead of game shop or video game shop is an interesting piece of translation. Captured Pokemon. Oh yeah, they're holding Game Boys. Captured Pokemon are registered with an ID number and OT, the name of the original trainer that caught it. Come on, Graveler. I love Graveler. I collect them. Huh? Graveler turned into a different Pokemon, and this is teasing the idea that certain Pokemon only evolve when traded. And here, alright, my buddy's going to trade me his Kangaskhan for my Graveler. Red and Blue, both are Pokemon. Red and Blue, both are Pokemon. Is that all these say? Red and Blue, both are Pokemon. Okay. Let's see what this kid says. You can identify Pokemon you got in trades by their ID numbers. An RPG? There's no time for that. It's an SNES. A sports game. Dad'll like that. Yeah, so at the time, even by like 1998, seeing that they have Super NESs here felt nostalgic. But when this game came out in Japan in 1996, this was just the current on-the-market Nintendo system. A puzzle game looks addictive. A fighting game looks tough. So in context, the puzzle game could have been Panel de Pon / Tetris Attack, and the fighting game potentially could have been Killer Instinct. And the RPG, I imagine, being Super Mario RPG. These are things I thought of like years ago, by the way. Like this, so the TV game shop. It's this next floor. Express yourself with gifts. Floor F, Wiseman gifts. Oh, Wise Man gifts. Like, you know, frankincense and myrrh. I read it as Weissman, like the surname. Evolution Special, element stones on sale now. So this is basically like the New Age shop, like New Age sort of stuff. I'm getting a Pokédoll for my girlfriend. And Megagon was saying, poor Bovine was telling them about a new panel day pond that people play on PC. Yeah, they made one called, I'm actually on the Discord for it. I never bothered downloading it, though. I need to go ahead and download that. Yeah, it's called, Panel Attack, which if Nintendo wanted to, you know, which is good that Nintendo didn't already own that as a name, but, yeah, they basically like a de-Nintendo-fied, Tetris Attack, or, Panel de Pon. I heard something useful. You could run from wild Pokemon by distracting them with a Pokédoll. Hi there, may I help you? Take your time. So we've got the Pokédoll for 1,000, Firestone, Thunderstone, Waterstone, Leafstone. So these are all the evolutionary stones except for the Moonstone. You know, there was a chance they put out a call for for auditions for voice actors for some of the characters to say their taunts and the like, and that was it sounded fun, but I didn't bother going ahead with it. You know, so. 5F Drugstore. Pokemon ability enhancers can be bought only here. I guess they have a special license or something from the Pokemon League. Use Calcium to increase special abilities. Use Carbos to increase speed. And these are permanent stat increases, by the way. I'm here for Pokemon ability enhancers. Protein increases attack power. Iron increases defense. Hi there, may I help you? Okay. So we got these items here will only work for one battle. X accuracy, guard spec, dire hit, X attack, X defend, X speed, and X special. And this, yeah, you can just casually buy these here. In later Pokemon games, they are rare and only appear a few times in the game. So HP up, protein, iron, carbos, and calcium. Alright. Yeah, Rooftop Square, vending machines. And you could see out, you'd be able to see out and get an overview of the city from this rooftop area. My sister is a trainer, believe it or not. But she's so immature, she drives me nuts. I'm thirsty. I want something to drink. A vending machine. Here's the menu. Fresh water, soda pop, and lemonade. So basically what these are extremely... These offer significantly better value than the healing items like potions, super potions, but you have to go through this pain in the butt process of buying them one at a time. Like that. Lemonade popped out. These effectively, in my experience, these for the most part make the other healing items kind of obsolete. The potions are kind of a ripoff compared to these, but it's just a pain in the butt having to buy them one at a time. Okay. Okay, we'll buy another lemonade. And we'll buy some soda pops. Yes, and we do have to buy these one at a time. Unlike the regular stores, there's no option to buy in bulk. There we go. And just a couple more. Almost there. There we go. That's enough. We blew all our money. But we have tons of great healing items now. So we have to manually... yeah, we have to... You can't... It's not just... It doesn't just insert the item there. It, like, swaps it. So it is this very tedious process to... Okay, so super potion... The super potion here. The regular potion. The regular potion you want. Paralyze, heal, revive. You want to swap the bicycle and the paralyze, heal. The great ball. Let's swap the town map with the bicycle. Move the antidote up. We'll swap it with there. And there's an elevator. Wait, I think we want to go to floor 2. We could use. Can't use the. I didn't discover the rooftop square for a while because you have to walk up there. Which floor do you want? I think 2. The Trainer's Market has the regular Pokemon items. No, okay. We need some awakenings, I think. Yeah. We could only afford 2. Well, only afford 1, but... yeah, better than having none, which is what we have had before that. Alright, let's save. And, we'll put out the cartridge for the moment. And let's pull up the... yeah, let's pull up our magazine. Yeah, okay. Actually, first I want to look at something. Do they have the item pricing in here? No, do I? I swear I have. There we go. Got some music going. But I want to find... okay. Okay, so potion is 300. That's Saffron City, we didn't get there yet. Pokemon Tower, you have Erica, the Game Corner. Celadon City, so... department store, let's see, they sell... the super... what is the regular potions and stuff? Super potion for 700. And does it have what the items do? Yeah, so super potion, I think it's what, 50? Super potion is 700 and restores 50, whereas the lemonade A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Lemonade is $350. For $350, it restores 80 HP. Do I have any plans for Griffin H? I do have, I have plans, but it's nothing immediate. You might notice I'm doing a little more poetry more often on my YouTube and on my TikTok. I'm posting a lot more poetry. I do have one poem in particular. Long term, I know like the artist who did this model, Lunarian H, for me, is busy right now. They've actually, but if they ever become available again, I would like to get a model of Griffin H that I would do most of my poetry stuff with. But for now, I would, as a, you know, in the meantime, use my PNG tuber Griffin H. There's one poem in particular that only works with Griffin as being spoken by Griffin H. So I'll be filming that sometime in, you know, the next couple of months probably. But what we're really getting into now, we're gonna check out the this Nintendo Power from January 1999. So Pokemon's been out for a couple of months, covering the launch of the Game Boy Color, Link's Awakening DX. Of course, Ocarina of Time would have only just come out at this time. Yeah, so you have some ads for some Game Boy games released by Crave Entertainment. Or, yeah, Crave Entertainment. I always thought it was Crave Interactive for a minute. So, yeah, Nightmare Creatures. I never played Nightmare Creatures. I never really cared to, but it certainly looks like it earned that M rating there. Right above, next to a cover story for Castlevania. Now, Megakong in chat is saying that they actually had that Gex game and hated it. I need to download the Gex trilogy, whatever, for Switch. I played, or I got to watch one of my parents' friends' kids play Gex on their 3DO. And it was interesting finally getting to see 3DO, one of those vaunted, super systems, back when it was uncertain which systems would come and would stick around. Would Atari's Jaguar stick around? Would 3DO stick around? Would Saturn, was clearly going to, continue Sega's strong position in the game industry, if you ask certain people. And PlayStation was a bit of a what if, though it was establishing itself at that point. Now, let's look at some of these letters. You ought to be in plastic, figuratively speaking. Nice play on words there. From Jeffin Stratton via the internet. I just bought the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time action figures, and all I could say is wow. I love Ganondorf's figure design, especially his black armor. It's about time some video game figures came out that actually resemble the characters they're supposed to be. Any plans to release Metroid or Castlevania action figures, I'd love to see them immortalizing in plastic. Now, transforming video game heroes into action figures is increasingly popular, along with Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, the most recent plasticized game stars, or Turok and Duke Nukem. Even the dual heroes designed by the artists behind the Power Rangers have their own action figures available as imports from Japan, but alas, there have been no plans to produce Metroid or Castlevania toys. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so nothing too... Now this one's interesting. This is like a borderline tech support question right here. We just brought a Game Link cable that connects a Game Boy to a Game Boy Pocket. We would like to play tennis. Are we supposed to have two of the game packs running at the same time, or we can just have one game started to play? To double your fun, you'll need double the games. For simultaneous play, courtesy of the Game Link, you'll need to insert a game pack into each Game Boy you're using. That's something they were able to overcome, starting with the Game Boy Advance, and then later on with the Nintendo DS. But as seen on TV, when were you going to tell us about the Donkey Kong Country TV show on the Fox Family Channel? I just happened to find it while flipping through listings. Sorry, we just got caught up in the Pokemon TV series. If you check your local listings, you'll be able to find the showtimes for Donkey Kong Country, a computer-generated cartoon, as well as the live-action Mortal Kombat. A live-action Mortal Kombat TV series? When did that happen? I don't remember that being a thing. That sounds like something that would be so bad that it would like live on like in legend, and Mega Kong with the only appropriate emotes possible. And it's kind of funny how like even by arguably by PS2 era, definitely by PS3 era, the in-game graphics of video games significantly surpassed that Donkey Kong cartoon's animation. I feel like, does anyone here remember that show Reboot? Which was, I think, the first, like televised, computer animated, CG animated, kids cartoon? I remember Reboot having much smoother graphics and much smoother animation than Donkey Kong Country. I remember Donkey Kong Country having really like janky animation where like certain body parts would very clearly freeze and lock into place while others were moving. Like, I would go so far as to say that me just like waving my hand and like I could like wiggle my fingers and like give a peace sign or whatever, like that, I would say that that is probably smoother than some of the animation at times got on the Donkey Kong Country cartoon. And Mecha Kong is saying they love Reboot to this day. Isn't like Reboot like technically, hasn't it had like some a series of strange like quasi revivals, including one that I think was at least partially live action? Like, isn't it like Reboot's kind of like this weird, doesn't have this weird cult thing where they're kind of just running on, you know, goodwill and hopes and dreams, and occasionally put out these little like relatively ambitious projects to continue on the setting and universe? Am I remembering that correctly? Hey, it's the Song of Soili Loye, which is kind of, if you know Barrier Aggression, you'll know this song. It kind of serves as my personal theme song. It's actually the theme song of a character called Soili Loye. And I won't bother singing it now. It's a song that I commissioned this music from a musician, and I wrote the lyrics, which are in Tokipona. And because of the way the music is fed through my broadcast software, there's a delay on the music, so I can't really sing it fluidly. I'd be singing it several seconds behind the actual game, I think. Alright, so we got some Pokemon fan art here. Our power charts for, we begin 1999 by bidding farewell to the Super NES power charts and greeting a new one for the record books, the unprecedented takeover of all 4 charts by The Legend of Zelda. So Legend of Zelda Link to the Past on Super NES, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on N64, and Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on Game Boy. Yeah, this was an interesting moment, because even though like they really weren't released, this was really on the tail end. This was, yeah, like even in 1998, they were still selling the Super NES and its games as a low-cost alternative to the N64. So you had this moment where you technically had 3 Nintendo systems on the market at the same time. Beyond Y2K. I'm currently doing a private research project on the year 2000 problem. The theory goes that computer-based service will shut down as soon as the year 2000 arrives. I don't see why a device that lacks a clock will be effective, but as a hardcore gamer, the thought of losing my Nintendo systems is frightening. Will the game systems and upcoming games have internal clocks survive Y2K? The delay in answering may cause panic amongst devout gamers, and so we'll probably be clutching our controllers tightly as we play Castlevania or Zelda for what we think could be the last time. And they explained that, yeah, it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, yeah, crossover between Bomberman and Turok here. Bomberman Dinosaur Hunter. And, yeah, the Castlevania N64 game, just called Castlevania, the one that, like, I remember there being, like, really biased, like, pro-Nintendo magazine coverage. I don't know what magazine it was in, but it was comparing this Castlevania game to Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation, and saying, like, oh, the Nintendo 64 Castlevania, like, actually has good graphics and it's in full 3D, and the PlayStation game just looks like a lame, like, it's just a lame 2D side-scroller that could have been done on the Super Nintendo. And wouldn't you know it, this game here is infamous as a not very impressive entry in the Castlevania legacy, and whereas Symphony of the Night, on PlayStation, even though it was a 2D game, Like, yeah, there was this period where it, like, anything other than free roaming polygonal 3D was the future of gaming, and to have a 2D game was as, like, backwards as making a silent movie. Like, it's something that, like, it's just clearly obsolete and has no place in modern gaming. And wouldn't you know it, the 3D Castlevania game is the one that ended up being rated poorly. Now this game, this South Park game for N64 was a first-person shooter. I rented it and played it, but my dad got very upset because of the swearing, which was bleeped out in the game. It was bleeped out. So he was very upset, like, oh, like, you're playing this, oh, goodness gracious, okay, excuse me, wrong tab, I accidentally switched tabs there, okay, yeah, my dad was like, oh, you're playing this horrible game with this cursing and swearing in it, and it's like, but then he actually, like, he let me watch South Park on Comedy Central, and my mom did too, and he watched it together, so it was so interesting that, like, bleeped out swearing in the South Park video game was, like, unacceptable, and he wouldn't let me play the game anymore. He made me return it to Blockbuster as a rental. Meanwhile, he let me watch the actual South Park, like, cartoon on Comedy Central that had, like, unbleeped out swearing in it. So, yeah, Fighting Force 64, it's a game I remember existing. ODT, a game I forgot existed. Mutations. Yeah, Battle Tanks with an X to make sure you know it's nice and edgy. But yeah, this is still when Nintendo Power. It was very important for Nintendo Power to have a lot of coverage of vintage games. Not vintage at the time, but player's guide coverage of games. So it looks like here we have a fold-out poster for ODT, and a poster for ad for Buck Bumble. I never played that game. FIFA 99 and Scar Survival of the Fittest, F-Zero X. I forgot that F-Zero X was already out by, I guess it must have come out in the US in late 98, because this is January 99. And we already have codes and tricks for F-Zero X, which I never played. The only F-Zero games I played are, I believe, the only one I really played was the GameCube one, which I loved. I just couldn't get very far in it. Yeah, Virtual Chess 64. A game called Flying Dragon. Oh, what a lame. Oh, you'd think a game called Flying Dragon would be like something like Panzer Dragoon. No, it's a fighting game. I never heard of before. Yeah, and here's another thing you don't see anymore. This is on the tail end of video games just flat out having a cheat code screen. Yeah, fly anywhere and walk through boundaries. Yeah, Trends of 98. Yeah, let's talk about Pokemon, Yoshi's Island, Quest 64. Yeah, Miyamoto. Okay, I think this is a good spot for us to do our midstream break. We'll come back, we'll read through. Hey, I'm back. I want to apologize. It seems like I might not have had my, the music might have been a bit cacophonous on my hold screen at first. But now we're back for the back half of the stream, at least another 90 minutes of so if anyone who walked in for Pokemon, we are going to get back to that, but in addition to Pokemon, we're also looking at players guides, manuals, and this magazine that was this Nintendo Power from January 99, so really in the height of Pokemania, just to sort of get a sense of the sort of the zeitgeist, the sort of mood, the feel, the spirit of the gaming world in that moment. So we're going to get through this, and then we'll get back to Pokemon, where I am, and I've reached Celadon City. We've explored most of it in the first half of the stream. But to 1999, I remember this feature specifically. As the millennium nears, we look to the future, look to see what the future has in store for gamers, and who better than Mario to make predictions for 1999. Surprisingly, his forecast seems to be on target as far as our crystal ball is concerned, but for the sake of equal time and opposing view, we thought we'd ask Wario for his take on the future. Startling revelations, shocking predictions, thoughtful reflections. Wario failed to give us any of those. Instead, he gave us a few wild guesses, a pretty good hunch, and a lot of offhanded snide remarks. The year can only get better. Alright, Alright. What will more N64 games be using in 1999? Mario says the expansion pack. Wario says solar-powered and pocket-sized generators run by very tiny elves and gremlins. It's all in preparation for that Y2K bug. I'm stockpiling canned goods and ramen noodles as we speak. The question is, well, where do we see Mario Party in 1999? Mario says, I'll be starring in a few new games, including Super Mario RPG 2. Yeah, that did not happen in the sequel to Mario RPG did not come out in 1999, and it did not come out, and it was not called Mario RPG 2. It came out in 2001, and it was called, was it 2000 or 2001? I forgot when the Paper Mario came out, but it was definitely at least 2000, and it was called Paper Mario. But at the end of my 10-foot poll enough about Mario and more about me, I'll be appearing in Mario Party, the All-Star Olympics of video games developed by Hudson Soft. Well, I mean, aside from personal perspective, that is actually true. Who else will be in Mario Party? Peach, Luigi, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong will be among the participants, competing in races and obstacle courses in the multi-event virtual board game. Of course, I'll be in the game too. Wario says, it'll be hard for me to tell. If it's anything like a real party, I'll be wearing a lampshade on my head. And please don't tell me we'll be playing Twister at this party. I'd rather not have to bend over backward just so I could wedge my face in Donkey Kong's armpit. What will we see the Game Boy printer doing in 1999? Printing images from specially compatible Game Boy Color games, including Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Blitz, and others. Yeah, so definitely, interesting article there. We have more player's guide stuff here. I think this is for Nightmare Creatures. We saw an ad for that earlier in the magazine. Shadowgate 64. I never played any of the Shadowgate games. I know I was very interested in like the early games in the series. Very kind of, it's not a game I hear about much, but it is what seems to me to be like a very, like here you have like the Shadowgate on the NES, like a very textbook example of one of these point and click puzzle games. And I know it did come out again for the Game Boy Color, and I was very interested in playing what these early sort of adventure puzzle games were kind of like. But yeah, we don't have, I think Deja Vu had Deja Vu 1 and 2, and then Shadowgate Classic, and then Magical Tetris Challenge. I remember getting this game specifically because I was interested in why a Disney crossover with Tetris? That just seems so random. I wanted to go ahead and try it. And it's a Disney Tetris. You know, it's exactly what you expect. But you have some basketball game. You can see how much I care. Charlie Blast's Territory. This looks like a Bomberman-esque puzzle game for the N64. We have actual player's guide coverage of it here. Yeah, virtual pool. Yeah, not much. And it just looks like virtual pool. You see how excited I am. Counselor's Corners. Yeah, so you have some Ocarina of Time coverage and Banjo-Kazooie coverage in Counselor's Corner. Some Mario RPG coverage, even though this game had been out a couple years at this point. Now, Link's Awakening DX. Now, I never had this player's guide here. This player's guide is actually for the black and white version. But I played Link's Awakening on the original model Game Boy before this, but it wasn't until around now. I didn't have Link's Awakening DX, but I did play Link's Awakening. I was really getting into it. I played it originally, well before a Game Boy Color was a thing, but I played my black and white copy, and I used this guide here. This was a good guide right here, because this gave you general pointers, because this was my first Zelda game, before. So this gave you good pointers on how to get through the game without, like, spoiling everything in detail. And here's the map of the Color Dungeon. I never played this because I didn't have it on Game Boy Color. Now, Milo's Astro Lanes, a science fiction, cartoony bowling game. Yeah, it looks like we're just at the point in the magazine where yeah, Montezuma's Return. I never played any of these Montezuma games. Yeah, got a little itch on my cheek there. It's really cool how the model carries those things over. I mean, that's the point. But oh yeah, here's the Gex game that Mecha Kong in chat said was not very impressive, we'll say. You have the scoreboard, and we have our review section here. Now, you can't take these guys anywhere unless you've got a Game Boy. Even by like 98, 99, I thought of Beavis and Butthead being a pretty old thing. Now, Oddworld Adventures. This is an Oddworld game I never played, but I was very interested in the idea that there was an Oddworld game. I never knew of Abe farting so hard that he blew out the back of his pants. I never knew that to be a thing. Yeah. I need to play get Oddworld Good and Tasty on the Switch. Need to download that. I haven't played Oddworld since I only played the first one. My dad played Abe's Exodus and Munch's Odyssey and Stranger's Wrath on the Xbox, but I never even beat the first one. But I remember being fascinated by it. It was a cool game at the time, Charlie Blast Territory, we saw coverage of that earlier. Link's Awakening DX. I know, like, I remember, like, just the criticism of just heartless corporate productivity and the impact on people's lives that was featured in Oddworld was, like, really kind of provocative at the time. Not so much nowadays, but at the time they were really pushing some buttons. Final Fantasy VII arguably kind of got the ball rolling for a lot of that stuff, at least in terms of the video games that I was exposed to back then. But you have some smaller reviews here. Pack Watch for a Need for Speed game. Some Looney Tunes games for N64 and Game Boy. Yeah, I remember this puzzle game. What's it called? Hexite? I never played it, but I knew it existed. Tonic Trouble here. I rented this game once, and Tonic Trouble was pretty much just a test run for making a 3D Rayman game. And for some reason, this game had like a heavily featured tie-in sponsorship with Newman's Own popcorn, where you actually ate it in the game as a power-up. Oh, so Legend of the Sea King. I didn't know that Legend... I didn't realize... I remember it being called Legend of the River King, too. I didn't realize there was Legend of the Sea King as just a sequel for Legend of the River King. We were talking about that game earlier. You got some... Yeah, February 99 coverage of Mario Party, Rayman 2. You know, I wish, of all the things Ubisoft was obsessed with that I wish they'd get back to doing, was porting Rayman 2 to every system possible. They don't do that anymore. And I would love to have a native port of Rayman 2 that I could play on stream on something, but it's not a... Yeah, they don't... They barely remember that Rayman exists nowadays. They're too busy making Beyond Good and Evil 2 a one-to-one, like, full-scale recreation of the Milky Way galaxy, when the original game was just like a 7 or 8 hour Zelda-like, to bother with Rayman. Alright, so back into... Yeah, I say we could easily get in. 22. Hold on. Yeah, we could get in another at least another 40 minutes of Pokemon gameplay, and we'll call it a stream. Now, down here... Actually, let's check out what's to the west of here. I know eventually we'll run into Cycling Road. Ah, there's a Snorlax here. A sleeping Pokemon blocks the way. Oh boy. Yeah, we'll need the Pokeflute to get into Cycling Road to the west of here. But, there's a... You have the opportunity. I forgot what's... I really do not know what's in this area. Right here. We got a little field. What's this? What's this? Upper Guardhouse. What is this? How'd you get in? Good effort. I have no idea what's over here. Yeah, I have no idea what's over here. Down there is Cycling Road. You need to have a bicycle to get in. And you can't access the guardhouse from this side. I have no idea what's in this house. Oh, you found my secret retreat. Please don't tell anyone I'm here. I'll make it up to you with this. Oh, HM. Okay, this is where you get the fly HM. Curine. Yeah, so when Charmeleon becomes Charizard, I'll be able to... Actually, I don't think Beedrill can learn Fly. But when Charmeleon becomes Charizard, I'll be able to teach him Fly and warp to any town in the game instantly. I forgot that was up here. Yeah, I genuinely forgot what the purpose of this upper guardhouse thing was. Let's do a Pokemon encounter. Let's see what's over here. I doubt it's anything too interesting. Okay, Spearow. Yeah, nothing exciting. Eh, it looks like free EXP though. And it looks like we'll be finishing this encounter without even taking any damage. Alright. No. And Pokemon Red, when I originally played it, I think I taught my Charmeleon Cut and Fly. Now, there we go. And we're back, and I want to see. Let's check out. Did I close? No, I did not. Fortunately, I did not close. I want to see what the player's guide recommends we do first. Okay, so Vermilion City we did Vermilion City, there's Diglett's Cave, Rock Tunnel, We fought our way through there. So Lavender Town, Pokemon Tower. So Celadon City. Okay. Pause to refresh. Every road leading to Saffron City is blocked. No one seems to know why the guards posted at the gates. Are the guards posted at the gates to keep people in or out? What's being hidden? Okay, so I forgot. Even the game itself sort of questions whether or not the guards are like capitulating to the Team Rocket. Are they like, you know, acquiescing to Team Rocket's demands not to close the roads, or are they like trying to keep the road closed because there's a dangerous situation in the city? Alright, so Celadon City, the second biggest city in the game. So Celadon Mansion. And one-stop shopping, so we've got the stores here. Yeah, so we've got the we'll need to buy, we'll use one of these soft drinks to give to the guard to bribe them to let us in. And Pokemon Racket. Next door to the diner is a warehouse operation that's shipping over 2,000 Pokemon a month, most of them being used as prizes as the Game Corner Slot Arcade. Big numbers mean big money, and that has Team Rocket written all over it. Maybe send a mosey onto the Game Corner. We've got our chance to Eevee. Vaporeon was my favorite as a kid. Vaporeon was one of the few Pokemon cards that I actually did trade for back in the day. I traded for someone's Vaporeon. It was one of my favorites, and then someone else stole it. Lame. But, yeah, Vaporeon was one of my first big favorite Pokemon. You got the slot machine coverage, playing the odds. Alright. So I've got the Game Corner. Alright, so it wants us to do the Game Corner next. I wanted to see if it was going to send us to the Game Corner first or to do the gym, Erica's gym. So it wants us to go in the Game Corner and we'll see. We already went in there earlier and played a little bit like they'd expect you to. They being the proprietors of this fully legitimate establishment that isn't a front for anything nefarious. We'll see about that. Up here, yeah, we gotta go. Actually, let's first drop some. Let's store some of the items we don't need right now. Alright. Oh, wait. I'm on the wrong tab on my. There we go. That's better. Turned on the PC. Item store. Let's deposit the TM30. Yeah, we're not using the coin case anytime soon. And all this TM18 we don't need for now. We don't need HMO2 for now. And the TM18. The rest of the stuff we might as well keep around for the time being. And we'll get ready to do the next, I guess what you could call a dungeon in the game. There we go. I'm guarding this poster. Why? Go away or else. Imagine just randomly encountering this, like, with no, like, warning. Like, wait, what the heck? I'm just talking to this guy and now I'm fighting him? Rocket sound. Eradicate. Enemy eradicate, use tackle. Let's use rage. Yeah. Yeah, so each time it'll hit for more damage, so... I'll use Tail Whip now. Attack Rose again, and used Rage. There we go. Oh, 26. Yeah, there's even more HP than before. About to use Zubat. Let's send out Pikachu. Yeah, let's use Thunder Shock. One hit KO. Nice. H defeated Rocket. Dang. Our hideout might be discovered. I better tell boss. Yeah, just walk that way. I don't know how he got... Okay. Why did you say that out loud? What a nincompoop. Okay. Let's use our regular potions, which are flirting with the end of their usefulness in terms of... Because our Pokemon are just they just have so much HP at this point. Hey, I switched behind the poster. Let's push it. Yeah, here we go. Our first Team Rocket base. Alright. Who are you? How did you get here? Yeah, obviously through the door. Rocket wants to fight. Rocket's in a drowsy. I wonder if there are other entrances to this base. Because it's like, if you have a bunch of fully uniformed Team Rocket agents walking in and out of this game corner, it's going to look even more suspicious than things already are. I forgot what my status moves do that I currently have. Drowsy's attack. Okay. That's good. I'm very interested in their attack. Tried to use disabled. It didn't work. Okay. Alright, and... Will age change Pokemon? Yeah, I might as well. Poison Sting. We're going to start off, see if we can inflict some poison damage. I'm going to use Focus Energy and then you try Poison Sting again. Yeah, I did do that intentionally. I'm just trying to drop their defense a bit. Okay, so I dropped their defense. And then, I failed to use Focus Energy. Did I use it too many times already? Nice. Okay. Hey, we defeated them already. Ow, beaten. Got 630 for winning. Yeah, we're definitely gonna heal up. and we'll top them off with a potion that are nearly, they're bordering on not really being very useful anymore. And saving. Are you dissing Team Rocket? I don't know, Team Rocket. I don't know, that's language. Okay, I think we'll get a key to that door at some point. Yeah, that language is more the type of language I'd expect from... Okay, we have saved recently. Okay. The language I'd expect from maybe Team Skull. You broke into our operation. I mean, your guy practically opened the front door for me by showing me what to do, so... Rocket wants to fight. Rocket sent out Eradicate. And, okay. Alright, this looks like we're gonna steamroll through this one pretty easily. And, for the sake of just saving PP on Ember and varying the battle up a little bit, these are landing quicker than quick attack. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, that was close. Okay. Enemy Eradicate fainted. Burnt. Yeah, well, your Pokemon are the ones that got burnt. Okay. Yeah, that is a full heal. You're not going to get away with this, brat. Yeah, but... Okay. Hey, nice, an escape rope. So if we end up needing to get out of here, we could use that and warp back to the Pokemon Center. Anything else on this floor? No. So we can either go up, which is back to the game corner, or, we're gonna head further, deeper down into the base. There we go. Yeah, I mean, for an evil, like, bunker, like, layer thing, they certainly do have a lot of nice decorative foliage. Boss said, you can see ghosts with the Sylph Scope. Imagine, like, the boss of Team Rocket will meet soon, just walking around, like, wearing this thing, like, hey, guys, like, I can see ghosts. It's spoopy. And you can't have it. So, Ember. Yeah. We'll just be cliche and just go straight to our, Electric-type Pokemon and, like, electrocute the heck out of them. Oh, wow, they got confused. Okay. So this might actually have some element of, if this attack lands, yeah, that's, gonna be game for this duel. Nice, Charmeleon got to level 27. It was only half of the EXP from this. Let's try to. Oh yeah, I forgot. Doggone! I forgot Pikachu was confused there. We'll try again. Maybe it'll land. No, it hit again. Okay. Yeah, it might be time to swap out. Yeah, let's have... Yeah, it might be... after this battle, I want to go check... I want to go in the player's guide and check how soon I should consider evolving Jigglypuff, and I think I only have two. I only do I have 2 moonstones? Yeah, I have 2 moonstones. One for Nidorino to become Nidoking, and one for Jigglypuff to become Wigglytuff. Now, yeah, I think because they're relatively underleveled. First time we saw that attack, I think. Or, I mean, you know, in this battle, I mean. Enemy coughing fainted peaks, you got 200, you both got 207. I was about to use Grimer. It's a Pokemon I don't think we've seen before. And Pound. Jigglypuff's Sing was disabled, okay. Yeah, I think Sing, yeah, Disable is a random move. There's something similar where you actually get choose which move to block or to disengage on the enemy Pokemon. I'm about to use Zubat. Oh. Yeah, let's send Gyarados out. Swap. Change things up a little. And Dragon Rage. And I think we could just use Tackle and that'll finish up the battle at this point. Yeah, just Tackle. Tweak his move. Got to use Eradicate. No, we will not change Pokemon. And Rocket, I surrender! The Team Rocket HQ has 4 basement floors. Can you reach the boss? Yeah, and we'll use our few remaining potions on Jig. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna swap Charmeleon down there. Yeah, Beedrill's not the obvious choice, but I mean, we have the option to go deeper down already, but we have to go through these floor puzzle things here. This hazard, which is up. Now, once you step on those arrows, you can't stop moving until you hit that quadrant of 4 there. So if I go on this one, for example, it'll take me down, over, and here. So let's try this one. Alright. Not the speediest process, but... Nice, a nugget. That's just an item you could sell for money. Oh, nice! Okay, we officially have Moonstones for... Because I have Jigglypuff and Nidorino both evolved using Moonstones. In fact, let's go over. Let's use this opportunity to go over to our player's guide. Let's see. So... I forgot where Clefairy is in this list. I think it's... Okay, so you've got Wigglytuff here first. So we're going to want to raise Jigglypuff until he gets to level 39. Because it'll be at level 39. If we evolve them before, like now, they won't learn any of these later moves. Like Rest, Body Slam, Double Edge. And then Nidoking won't learn Double Kick until level 50. So we actually don't want to probably evolve either of them till fairly late in the game. And Pikachu's, I think, in the 30s or 40s we want to evolve them. So we have a lot of stone evolving Pokemon here, but we won't be taking advantage of those transformations until a little later in our playthrough. What's over here again? Oh no, yeah, that's where I found the nugget. Okay, I remember now. Alright, so we want to go here. Take a few steps back. We got TM07. I don't even know what that does. Okay. Yeah, you do have to pay attention to where you're going. Unfortunately, this is not a speed run. Okay. Alright. So if I go here, and now I have the option to go down, step on this one, get sent over here. Alright, so if I go left, that's the exit. This one? I do not have this memorized. I'm actually, like, figuring this out in real time. Such as it were. Okay. Now, over here. Oh, no. We want to... Almost got bamboozled into missing out on that. Alright, nice. Useful. Super potion. We have to go here. Alright, so now we're back to this part. And we made it. We actually got through that pretty easily. I never remember this being hard, but considering I do not have this memorized in any way, to get through that... What? It appears to need a key, so we've got an elevator here. We'll need to use that later. But now we're going up a level. Uh-oh, didn't expect him. Why did you come here? Because the reason he came here is because he wants to see ghosts. I know that's sort of a means to an end, a greater end, but when you put it that way, it sounds kind of silly. Just keeping track of something here. Okay. Now, Twin Needle, Poison Sting. Let's use Cut. I haven't used it much in battle, and looks like we nearly one-hit KO'd him. I mean, he got a critical hit in on me, but we'll get this done fast. He has, well, when the trainers have I think he has 4 or 5 Pokemon. When they have a lot of Pokemon, they tend to be leveled lower. Yeah, it seems like focus energy. Yeah, we're gonna go strategic with this one. We're just gonna hope that we don't get it. Oh, he's not gonna make it. Oh no, he did. He did. Okay. So we have the opportunity to heal up. And just deal that last bit of damage and knock him out. Yeah, when I say knockout, I realize I'm kind of using Pokemon trading card game terminology, and that's a game I have not played in like above and beyond a year. Will I change Pokemon? No. Let's use Red or will I change Pokemon? No. And yeah, I think we're gonna. Oh, okay. If he uses. I'm going to go for Cut. If the Rattata uses Quick Attack, he will knock out Beedrill. He did not. And we won. Nice. This won't do. Got 570. Okay, I'll talk. Take the elevator to see my boss. No, who has the elevator key? I actually don't know where I'll find the key at. You find a hyper potion. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm saving every like 5 minutes, but yeah. Let's get a strip. Oh yeah, this guy. Intruder alert. Yeah. You didn't. Why did you back up your buddy when I was fighting him? It was clearly within eyeshot. And yeah, we're not gonna be relying on these poison type moves here, because Grimer's a poison type themselves. Yeah, failed to use Disable. Betty's coughing. You change Pokemon. Yeah, we're just gonna power through. Or I will. Okay, so now maybe we'll use a different Pokemon now. The Beedrill's leveled up. How about we bring out Gyarados? We just saw them recently, but it just seems to make sense. Yeah, we've rookie there. We could use Tackle to knock out that last 1 or 2 HP he's got. And win the battle. Will you give me the key? I can't do it. Self-scope, I don't know where it is. So, which implies that our trainer character is actually running around asking, like, where's the self-scope? Where is it? Yeah. Alright, so if we go down here... Alright, so there is nothing to be found in here, huh? Silscope, I don't know where it is. And this guy... Okay, I'll take the elevator to see the boss. Alright, just want to make sure we properly case this room before we go on to try to find the elevator key somewhere else. So our options for movement. Okay, we went to that room. We have to go here. Did we already encounter this guy? Okay, we did. Okay, so now we go another floor deeper into the base. We got word from upstairs that you were coming. Yeah, and at this point we have the creepy, like, music to integrate that these are bad guys, but we still have the normal trainer battle music when we actually encounter them. Let's use focus energy first. Yeah, there we go. Beedrill's getting pumped! Chop used karate chop. Critical hit. Chop used karate chop. Critical hit. Okay. And can we... I'm going to... Okay, they got knocked out. Now we let... So we have revives now, so that's not the end of the world at this point, so... Let's send out Nidorino. Now they'll get all the benefits once Machop is knocked out. And Rock is about to use Machop, another one. No, we won't. We'll stick with Nidorino. Okay, it failed. Can you only use focus energy once? And I keep forgetting I have my defense reducing move in my right here. I keep forgetting that I have that. It only hit once. It did all that damage. Enemy Machop fainted. Nidorino gained 396 experience. Nidorino grew to level 27. Nice. H defeated Rocket. What? I lost? No! Yeah, we're definitely going to use a revive on Beedrill. Soda pop. I'll use the super potion. And switch our lineup a bit. Bring some more currently lower level Pokemon higher up on our list. Okay. And Jigglypuff. We're going to swap you out with Beedrill. There's our third. And save. Now, Mecha in chat is saying that they never owned an original Game Boy, so they have no nostalgia for the green look with the pocket. They use the GBP look. No, like, objectively, like, one of the features of the Game Boy was the clearer, higher quality screen. Like this is how my friend played Pokemon Silver. Like, theoretically, this is how the game would look if not for the lower quality screen of the original Game Boy, which, you know, made it look like this. H found TM10. We got a few more items in this maze down here. Oh, so Mecha Kong, if you're able to make it for next week's Pokemon stream, I've got some redeem to contextualize one of the display modes. You know, and I never had a Game Boy Light. Very few in North America did. But just knowing what little I knew of it, even back in like the late 90s, I thought, like, man, the look of the Game Boy Light would look so dope in the dark. I love that frosty green look that, like, digital watches with light up screens had. So, yeah, so if I look, I wanna, oops, I didn't mean to, save state there. Oh yeah, this is like flashbanging me. This is like the literal true look of how the game would look. Like, that is, like, actually flashbanged me for a moment. So, okay, I just wanted to peek at what little of the maze I could see. Go ahead, but you need the lift key to run the elevator. Oh, I gave him that, like, quasi Brooklyn-y accent. Okay. Hey, a rare candy. And Megakong's saying they, well, I have one of my G-Shocks here. I want to actually, I'm just going to take a look real quick at the... Yep, it's got that frosty green look to it. Yep, I don't use the light on my G-Shock that often. I have a couple of G-Shocks, one of which is like the most basic, you know, one around. And one is, not so basic, but you wouldn't know from looking at it. You know, I was at a Macy's lately, which is, you know, if anyone's not from the US, that's a big department store here. One of the few that's really still around, and I looked at their watches in the Casio section. They don't have the F91W. And I was very disappointed, like, because if they had the F91W, I might have actually bought it just to add it to my collection. F91W is one of those watches from, like, you know, late 80s, early 90s that just never changed. They just kept making exactly as it was. Stop meddling in Team Rocket's affairs. Fairly generous opportunity to de-involve ourselves from the situation, but we're not going to choose that, because why call the police on this obvious terroristic criminal organization when you can send a 10-year-old with magical creatures to do it instead? Wow, did not yeah, and okay, Mecha, all right, Mecha Kong, we're gonna have to have some conversations, because the fact, you know, it's ironic. There's, by sheer coincidence, there's a Gundam called the Gundam F91, but they never did a crossover with, like, Bandai with Gundam, because there is a Gundam G-Shock, like the Amuro Ray custom from Char's Counterattack, but, like, but canonically, the F-91 Gundam was built long after the lifetime of Char and Amuro. It's like much later in the timeline. Yeah, I just have a, I don't want to flex. I don't want to flex. I'm not a big watch collector. I don't want to flex, so I'm not going to drop any. I have the, what is that? The basic, the most basic modern one. I have a, my beater one is like the DW 5001, I think it is. It's either the DW 5001 or the GW 5001. Like the most basic, like Walmart, like one that when you wear it, a lot of people won't even recognize it at first as a G-Shock, because like that larger, more like thicker padded form is the more. But you can tell I got sidetracked on a nerdy interest so significant that it pulled me away from Pokemon for a moment. But we'll yeah, let's use Bite. I think Tail Whip can finish this one off. Oh, she is drowsy. Okay, already out. Yeah, let's keep using Gyarados. And yeah, and by coincidence, I happen to get a critical hit, and I'm like 6 levels higher than him. But in Gen 2, that would have been a super effective move just by virtue of the fact that Dark is super effective against Psychic. Psychic is kind of, as an element, is kind of overpowered in this game. And yes, we did level up. Yeah, like the original point of G-Shock was just a more sturdy, basic Casio. That the ideal was for the battery to last 10 years, to withstand a fall of 10 meters, and to survive 10 bars of underwater pressure. Yeah, like, whenever I get into something, I love to get into, like, what is the original, like, most sort of primordial form of it. So, like, when I loved cartoons as a kid, I want to get to see the oldest black and white cartoons I can get my hands on. When I loved trains, I wanted to know what the most primitive, most early locomotives were like. With video games, I started loving Sega in the early 90s. I wanted to know about the history of video games. I wanted to learn about Atari and old computers from the 80s and 70s. So, when how I got into G-Shocks, and how I got into horology, is when I got my first retail job. I wanted to know the time, and I didn't. They weren't strict about having your phone with you, but I didn't want to have it with me. I wanted to have it in my locker, and I wanted to know the time. And it was a dollar store, so they sold. All right. I'm gonna pop open that mess of numbers real quick and take a look at this. Alright. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's got all those sort of blackout effects on the watch face with the combined digital and analog. I never had a I do have a watch, an analog watch that my parents got me for Christmas one year. But I never actually, like, wore it much. I took it to a jeweler, had a couple of links removed. I hope the battery didn't corrode in there, because I'm not sure if I had the battery removed or not. Some of the blackout watches have a really easy to read digital face. I'm just not sure if that one is, your example is going to be one of them or not. So... Alright, is this new territory? Yes, it is. Okay. The elevator doesn't work? Who has the lift key? No, I got it. Yeah, so it was a dollar store, and they had these $1 digital wristwatches. And I went through 2 or 3 of them, but I was determined to make those last. I would glue them back together, I'd repair them in every way I could. And I took... Like, I know horology, watch collecting, you know, you very quickly get into like high-end territory where you're getting like these, you know, limited mass production, handcrafted, you know, unique pieces. But I was very determined to make this $1 wristwatch last as long as I could. Hey there, Ivysaur EG, how you doing? Yep, we're in the Team Rocket's base here. I've been playing these games since they first came out in North America, but I have this lovely habit of not really frequently replaying the games I love the most. So, yeah, this is only the third, arguably fourth time I've ever played through Pokemon Red and Green. Or Red and Blue, rather, because, you know, we're playing the North American releases. And a Mecha Kong in chat is saying, luckily, their chased-in watches falls mainly into cheap digital watches. And it's good to see you, Ivysaur. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. And a Mecha Kong saying they have one analog watch they wear, and of course we get poisoned. One nice analog watch they wear when they need to dress up, and every other day you wear a digital watch. I have a digital watch that I wear when I, like, dress up, but it's like an undercover watch. It's a watch that you wouldn't know that it's anything special unless you knew what you were looking at. You basically have to be like a hardcore, like, G-Shock expert not to mistake it for, like, a $20 Walmart watch. And that's why I like it. It's just... But, let's see. They have a casino. I know of the casino. I know that term, but I forgot what it looks like or anything. Oh yeah, yeah, you can show it next time you're streaming it in chat. The glorious conveniences of not operating a digital puppet while you're streaming and just being able to show real life physical objects on a whim. But I think we'll be able to take out this Zubat so fast that I'm not even worried about the poison damage that we're going to sustain. Yeah, so Mecha Kong, I'm taking it that you may not be going live tonight. Because I know I had a lot of fun last week raiding into your stream. That it looks like, but I certainly don't mind you being an audience in my chat while I'm live as well. Oh no, I dropped the lift key! Oh no, I dropped this Pokeball that's... Oh, okay. So, I'll definitely, let's see. We've got... We need to heal. You've got yeah, here we go. We got plenty of antidotes. Alright, you've got the lift key, huh? Alright, I can't wait I know you were, speaking of Casino Royale, weren't you gonna be playing some of the, like, some... No more room for items? Okay, we finally reached... Hyper Potion, Rare can't... So many... You know, we might as well use that on... Jigglypuff. Yeah. Yeah, I might as well just go ahead and use it. See what this is. Oh, a TM2. You know what? We're gonna... We might as well... Oh, you started the Golden Eye... when was your last stream? I must have missed a stream, because the last stream I was in... The last stream I was in your audience for was the one where you beat Super Mario Brothers 3. You ordered a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and you wanted to beat Super Mario... And so Super Mario Brothers 2, not 3. And you wanted to beat it before you ended the stream. You must have... have you had a stream since then where you got to start the... GoldenEye reimagining? Okay. You know what? Okay. Yeah, I forgot you exited out into the game corner. That's the context for your... Yeah, let's heal at the Pokemon Center. Get some healing items. Okay, it was Wednesday. No wonder I missed it. Yeah, I was doing other things Wednesday. But I'll definitely see if I can check out that VOD. Let's see if we could... I want to go to the top of... Let's see what we've got here. In terms of our equipment. 4 lemonades, 4 soda pops, 3 super potions. Revive, you got plenty of revives. You know what? I feel good about our item loadout. I'm gonna go back in and see if we can finish the dungeon tonight. It's not the most interesting game, yes, but you're interested. I mean, let's be real. How could I possibly get even a single person watching my stream playing Alleyway if that was an interesting game? The streamer makes the game, and I know you are a Bond fan. So I saw GoldenEye back in the 90s, and I saw it once in like the 2000s. So Mecha Kong, did I ever tell you? You know the Russian armored train in GoldenEye? Did I ever tell you the trivia about that? That I would just know because I'm a big dork just from looking at that thing? Did I ever tell you? I love telling this to Bond people, but may or may not already know, but like because I'm a... Did I ever tell you my piece of trivia about GoldenEye? So I need to go... Yeah, I'm not... The GoldenEye N64 is the only Bond shooter I've ever played, so I really wouldn't know. I know the Bond game for Game Boy certainly looked interesting. It's kind of like a top-down, like, adventure kind of thing. I saw you or someone playing it, like, a couple of years ago now. Yeah, so we can go down. Okay, so we've got... Oh, doggone. Okay, I forgot to deposit. That's the other thing. I forgot. I remembered to heal my Pokemon. I forgot to deposit my excess items because I'm going to need the Self Scope. And Daniel Craig is the Bond in this reimagining, so it's trying to fit his more realistic styles. Very few gadgets in camp. Okay. So like, do you use like a watch laser to get out of the train? Like I remember the watch in GoldenEye being like the most awesome piece of tech ever, and like daydreaming about like a high-tech watch that could do all that kind of stuff. And now we actually have smartwatches, and they're just kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, like... Yeah, I'd probably stick with my G-Shock before I, Alright. Would I like to save the game? Saving. Yes, I saved the game. Yeah, because I remember this scenario where you were escaping the train with Natalia. No, I almost did it again. I just feel so accomplished healing my Pokemon that I don't bother to actually go and, I didn't even encounter any Pokemon battles. No watch laser, just a cell phone that can hack some stuff. Okay, that's, you know, plausible. Hush. Okay, so we're gonna put in all these TMs, and that should clear up enough space for us. Do you want, TM10? No, I had to scratch my chin a bit. There we go. Now you have some space for some more. Actually, we could put in the moonstone too. We're not going to use it anytime soon. Deposit the moonstone and the nugget. There's no reason to hang on to that. We'll use it if we need money down the line. No, you know the armored train in GoldenEye? The train they used for the movie, that locomotive is not it was supposed to be a Russian armored train. That's actually an English Electric Type 20 built for British Railways. That had the you know, the armor put onto it for the movie. And they definitely did not use the original engine noise from an English Electric Class 20, because the actual original engines on those, without exaggeration, they sound like helicopters. Like, it sounds like a helicopter. It is the weirdest thing. But those trains are actually, those locomotives were built in like the 50s or either the 50s or 60s. These were like locomotives that actually specifically went into service to replace steam engines. That's how old they are, and there are a significant number of them still in service today. And they actually, one of the main uses for those locomotives is for hauling nuclear waste trains, actually. So they actually do some pretty, you know, high security work, even though they don't have the armor cladding in real life. Yep, so that's your, and all I remember aside from that in the GoldenEye movie is the fact that the guy in the limousine, like, is like when he's chasing him in the tank, is like drinking from the Russian guy is like drinking from this flask, and it's like, okay, like that looks like a 7 or 8 ounce flask, and it looks like you've drinking about a gallon of spirits out of that thing. But what's up here again? Okay, so if we go, what's over here? Okay, no, look at this. I never noticed this before. That door is to the elevator on this floor. When you go upstairs, the door to the elevator is up there. Hold on. Okay, so this elevator is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the elevator shaft's placement doesn't even line up. That's an interesting. Which floor do you want? B4. Yeah, yeah, just to give a sense of what's going on for everyone, when I finish this dungeon, you got a couple of guards there. I love these reel-to-reel computer consoles we got over here. Hey, we found some iron. Nice. Okay. Yeah, potassium is one of the items. I know you. You ruined our plans at Mount Moon. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we got a score to settle. Have you trained your Pokemon at all? Oh yeah, why would I use... Yeah, Sandshrew is a ground type. That, coincidental to that. What do I want to use? What do I want to... Yeah, let's send Gyarados out. And Dragon Rage. I mean, this one pretty upset he nearly knocked out my Pikachu, so, yeah, he's getting a lot of critical hits in. Let's, use Bite, make sure we knock him out this turn. Nice. Pikachu gained 226 experience points. Rocket is about to use Ekans, the famous painter and sculptor. Yeah. We'll leave. We'll let, yeah, use the soda pop. Yeah, I figured that would, max out his HP. No, okay, this should nearly knock him out. Okay, just like I thought. Okay. And we'll bring up Pikachu. Because this mouse can, this predator-prey relationship's about to get turned on its head. Okay. I think Quick Attack should do it with the level advantage we've got. Nice, I called it. We did it. Frog is about to use Sand Slash. No. Oh, yeah, excuse me, what? I'm just button mashing, of course. Doggone. The good news, though, is that we will give Pikachu a revive so they get credit for participating in the battle. And use Dragon Rage. And knockout. Okay. We'll revive Gyarados after the battle. For now, we'll send out. Yeah, let's send out Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff has good defense, doesn't? Yeah, okay, I thought so. Let's use Disable. And doggone, I did not plan to be using this many revives this soon, but let's use Beedrill. Okay. Yeah, that is. Yeah, they've got good defense. Okay. Even though I'm out-leveled them, but they've got good defense, so. Yeah, I think I'm kind of surprised. Nice. I'm kind of surprised that, I feel like the Mount Moon battles gave me more trouble than these ones. The actual just hikers and travelers are giving me more trouble than the evil criminal syndicate. Okay. Jigglypuff, revive Gyarados, and use Super Potion. 1, 2, and because I don't want to have to, yeah, I don't want to have to rearrange my items, so I'm going to leave one in that spot, just so when I buy more, I don't have to shuffle my items around to get it to where I want in the lineup. Yeah, Pokemon Gold and Silver is a lot better with the interface in terms of being able to, how can you not see the beauty of our evil? Ow, the edge. Rocket wants to fight. Rocket sends out Ekans, and we'll make the Ekans joke again. I think we're gonna want to, paralyze sooner rather than later. They still got the attack through, though. We're gonna radically. Oh no, they dropped my defense. Okay. Yeah, extremely low accuracy and paralyzed. That attack made it through, though. And there we go, knockout. I was about to use Sandshrew. Yes, we will change Pokemon. Something that could actually survive the battle. Let's send out Charmeleon. And critical hit. Okay. It's about to use Arbok. First time we've seen them in this game, I think. Okay. Let's drop their defense first. Okay, I'm not radically out-leveled. Okay, they drop. Let's go ahead and use Rage. Use Poison Sting. Come on, come on. Okay, good. We're doing good. Attack. Okay. I feel like the way it alerted me, like, I feel like it... Okay, I see. And that's a knockout. Let's use Nidorino. We use our last revive on Charmeleon? Yeah. Let's do it. We might be disadvantaged for several turns. We might as well use this opportunity to heal up a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm using up the last of my items a lot faster than I expected to. But as soon as we break out of this wrap, I expect to... Yeah, okay. Alright. There we go. Expect to end that pretty quickly. Guts. Boss, I'm sorry, I failed you. And we'll save here. And we saved. Okay. Hey, there he is. There's the made man himself. Okay. Alright. Do I do? I mean, come on. They named the guy Giovanni. We're doing... So, I must say, I am impressed you got here. Yeah, that's my attempt at an Italian accent. Giovanni wants to fight. Giovanni sent out Onyx. This is not an ideal type matchup. It's not an ideal type matchup, but Charmeleon might be my best. I forgot that what I think of Giovanni in terms of his Nidoking, which I don't even know if he has here. Wow, they actually... yeah, this is one of the trainers that actually uses items. Oh, critical hit. Nice. And burned. Okay. Please. Okay, cool. They survived. Okay. Hit hurt by the burn. Like 57. And their attack max. Let's use rage. Let's use rage. Okay. We'll knock them out relatively soon, but I was hoping that would knock them out, but I think this will carry over into the next attack and then to the next Pokemon. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's suboptimal, let's say. Yeah, with the building attack, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is not very productive. Yeah, there's barely chipping. I don't think I've ever seen Rage hit for so many attacks before. Not very effective. And yeah, that was a foregone conclusion. But let's send out Beedrill next. They're not okay. Use cut. Oh yeah. Will I be able to inflict poison damage, I wonder? Yeah. Alright, so they're done at this point. It's just a matter of waiting them out. Oh. Okay. I expected that to take a little longer. Kangaskhan. It's a Pokemon I forgot Giovanni was ever associated with. Level 29. Finally something stronger than us. Okay. And you can see the Kangaskhan is resting in his mommy's pouch there. But we're going to see if we can... Alright, that's about right. Okay. I believe Kangaskhan is a normal type, so... Uh-oh, not Rage. You know the effectiveness that has over a series of turns when you're not, like, significantly, like, disadvantaged, like I was when Charizard was, Charmeleon was using Rage. Alright. We're not inflicting poison this turn, but... yeah. Yeah, the good news is that they're locked into using that for a few more turns. Each turn will deal more damage, but, you know, they're not going to use any items like potions or anything like that. And down goes Kangaskhan, and we won. Okay. Gyarados gained 1,000 experience points, and we defeated Giovanni. It's weird for, like, bosses, like, evil team leaders, not to have, special music. What? That cannot be! H got 2871. And I'm gonna do his voice from the anime now. I see that you raise Pokemon with the utmost care. I'm also... Why does my Giovanni, like, anime voice sound like Alec Baldwin voicing Sir Topham Hatt and Thomas the Tank Engine? Raise Pokemon with the utmost care. A child like you would never understand what I hope to achieve. I shall step aside this time. I hope we meet again. H found the Sylph Scope. Do you have something against Team Rocket? Yes, I do. Boss, I'm sorry, I failed you. Yeah, we are gonna go to, the first floor. And get our tail to a Pokemon. Ah! Oh, that's not something typical. That's, yeah, it's not. I swear, I did not save, did I? I don't think I saved. Yeah, to set up a grunt trainer after you've already defeated the boss of the dungeon is kind of an interesting choice. Alright, we'll just paralyze them on the outset. And just Thunder Shot. They're fully paralyzed, so we just beat up on them a bit. They're disabled. Failed a second time. Only one. Oh, I was gonna use Quick Attack. Now I'm gonna have to use the more powerful move. Okay. Gonna use Coughing. No. Nice, we win. Okay, now we have guaranteed safe passage now out of here. Why? And we also should have, yeah, we have quite a bit of money to go shopping with. Uh-oh, that fight opened the door. Wait, I did actually get the Sylph Scope, right? I have that. Okay, good. H, this is the time to use that. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, and yeah, it's Professor Oak just like omnisciently just knows, oh, you're using an item at the wrong time. So... Alright, so let's, yeah, we're gonna close up the streams pretty soon. Let's, no, I didn't want the, I wanted to go into here. We can deposit the town map. Yeah, let's just, because we're running, low on items at this point, but the max ether, we'll save that for later in the game. And the iron, we'll save that for later in the game. We also will never need the lift key again. We're never going to need this again, so just deposit that in the computer. And we'll save and move on. Alright, we've complete... Oh yeah, we've got a... don't we have a gym to take on? I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot all about the Pokemon gym. I think we have dueling music here. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, now we just got the Pokemon music. Yeah, I think we'll call it there for this evening. I will see you all next time. Oh wait a second. I was not aware that Mecha Kong was already live. And that means the only proper way to end the stream is to send you all over to him. So how about, where's my manage? Okay. Yeah. Alright, so I'll send you all over to the Mecha Kong, and they're playing a GoldenEye game. So I will see you all next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and thanks for watching. In 3, 2, 1, go!